Oh, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another installment. And it's been an interesting few days. Fine, hell, it's been an interesting week. I mean, who the hell knows what's actually going to end up happening? And TNT, thank you for greeting Mr. Davies properly. Although, god damn it, now you're making me hungry by seeing all that kiwi. Well, that and the bacon. I mean, how can you go wrong with bacon? I mean, right, guys? You can't go wrong with bacon, right? I mean, let's just admit it. Bacon is the best.
Bacon is indeed the world's
And it
best
has to,
food.
and I know that Ellen agrees with me. It has to be Danish bacon.
Danish
yeah.
bacon.
Okay, so
I
what
think
what is
probably
the
TNT
difference?
would agree.
What is the difference with Danish bacon? Because to me, the only bacon I've heard mentioned with a nationality attached to it is Canadian bacon, and let's just admit it, that's just ham.
Yeah. Well, have you ever? Oh, did we trigger someone? Jared, let me explain it this way. Have you ever seen, in a nice, warm summer day, on a nice, warm summer day, seen Danish girls? That is why Danish bacon is great. I'm just going to stick with that.
Bo, I remember many years ago seeing the Danish university's rifle team changing on the firing point at Bisley. It was enough to put you off. It was the girls' team. Oh my god!
Yeah, well,
They just about avoided nudity, but only just.
See, and that's what I was getting at, Sean. Danish bacon, they have frosting on it. See, that's what I was trying to say. Like, what is it about the bacon itself that makes it so noteworthy?
well, the feed is paramount. I'm not okay. I did practically grow up on a farm, but it was a dairy farm, not a pig farm. But I would still say that the feed is paramount. No doubt about it. The food that you give them is the most important thing, and of course, as low a level of stress as possible. That also has a.
I'm now wondering what Craig's leg's going to taste like.
So, well,
the
one
the
more
other thing
comment
about
like that.
Danish
I have tools at my disposal, but so from what I'm hearing, Bo, it's Danish bacon is pretty much the Kobe beef of bacon.
The Kobe beef. I would know.
Also, you have to remember that during the 1970s, the Danish Meat Marketing Board had an incredibly successful advertising campaign in the UK selling Danish bacon.
Well, the world over, actually.
Yeah, probably.
And they still have quite a good reputation, and they also still do spend quite a lot of money on PR, I think, worldwide.
See, I'm surprised you don't know about the Kobe beef and how those cows are actually treated. Daily massages, the top end food.
What?
Yeah. The cows that are taken care of in Japan specifically for Kobe beef, they are the most pampered livestock you will ever come across.
I mean, it's as bad as Billy Way's restaurant at the end of the universe. You know, with the cow that wants you to eat it.
If you're talking about actual Kobe beef, if you have an idea, like the general market rate for it right now is about $110 a pound.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's that expensive. I've had it, and holy shit, is it amazing.
But the question is, I mean, again, the food that you give them, very, very important. The massage stuff, well, it's not the massage itself that makes it taste good. I cannot believe that, but it does have to do with their mental health. I'm
well on that
I have
bit,
no problem thinking that.
The massage thing, it comes down to stress level. It reduces stress, plus it keeps the actual muscles tender and fluid enough that when they finally do slaughter the cow, there's less residual and less buildup, and also with the age of the cow. So it has the overall health benefits too.
And it is, I mean, talking about stress, when you talk about a deer, for example, I've never seen it myself, but I have heard so many times people saying, well, if you stress a deer far enough, it will die from stress. I'm thinking stress hormones just ruining the meat as well.
Well, the thing with stressing a deer to death like that is essentially you're giving it a heart attack, which if you have that sort of traumatic, sharp process for death in a lot of prey animals, it does release toxins that do negatively affect how the meat actually tastes.
Yeah.
But basically giving a deer a heart attack by stressing it, why deers? I mean, other animals with the same, I don't know, anatomical makeup. I'm not talking about its shape, but it's I mean, a deer is able to run like hell in a blink of an eye, from 0 to 100 miles an hour. I don't know how fast they are, but they have that ability.
That's part of the problem, bro. They run like fuck, and that's what makes them taste so bloody bad. If they do,
that's what I'm thinking. They can run their heart so fast in order to supply enough oxygen, etc., to their muscles. But it's also, it's basically like running a Formula 1 car without a coolant, I guess.
Yeah. That's.
And you soil the oil.
Well, yeah, you end up burning it out if you do it too long, because again, adrenaline, which is what they run off, that is that impulse, that survival instinct, it has a negative effect if it's done too much. That's generally why you get that initial spike and then it wears off. Like a combat situation. How did you start to feel 5 minutes after the firefight was over? You started to get really...
Let's just call it high. Seriously high.
Yeah, but then once those after effects, you have that crash.
Mm-hmm.
That is the actual negative fallout of the adrenaline rush. Of the actual endorphin. The endorphins wearing off after that initial adrenaline hit and that exertion.
Mm-hmm. Just still trying to find out why the hell or what makes some bacon taste better than others. I can't find shit. Not by doing bacon. It in Danish anyway.
The quality.
I mean, how to cook it to make it taste the best? Yeah, sure, lots of that stuff, but no science.
All I know is
a good chunk of it's in the cure and stuff too, as well. So.
Yeah. And the slower you cook it, the better.
See, and that's why I've always gone back and forth. Like, to me, they're kind of neck and neck because it depends on what you're looking for the actual flavoring and the tenderness of a ham. But either a Virginia cured ham or a Black Forest. A lot of the other ones, all the actual like honey baked and maple infused and all of that shit, no, you don't need it. Just give me a good Virginia cured or traditional Black Forest.
I'm with you there, Jared.
Yeah. The thing I'm really looking forward to is the fact that it's a veterans breakfast club in the morning, so lots of bacon, lots of sausage, lots of fried bread, baked beans, the whole 9 yards, plenty of brews, and
will you be going there drunk?
This sort of banter, but with the people actually in the room. It's even better.
Got a full English breakfast.
So, in
Yeah,
other
for-
words, bullshit plus cholesterol. I don't know what the hell that is, but it sounds like a joke. That's
Oh yeah, it should.
basically what
It should be for. It should be for a good morning. It should make for a good day tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, I'm still trying to figure this crap out because I'm obsessed by now. You see, a lot of the the taste differences also has to do with how you cut it. Not just the amount of fat you leave behind, but how exactly you cut it up. Apparently, can't see how that would change, except that different parts of an animal tastes differently and has different texture, etc.
Well, and that's another thing is how you cut the slab of bacon will affect flavoring because of the fat content.
And I know I'll
I prefer thick.
yeah, I'll be disavowed by many people by saying this, but I do like fat, but I also do know that fat is not everything. It does not removing fat does not remove the taste. It depends on how you do it.
Well,
Not just bacon, but other foods.
well, it also depends on if you have a really rich cut, like think prime rib. If you have an overly marbled cut of prime rib and then you trim it down too far, you actually are going to affect the flavor of it. Now, me personally, I go more towards your leaner meats anyways, so give me a good filet mignon and I am happy. I don't like having an excess of that fat and the connective tissue. To me, it makes a lot of it gummy and detracts from the actual flavor and experience of the actual protein part of the meat.
Yeah, but again, I mean, to be absolutely honest, I shouldn't really be talking about food because I'm the kind of guy that does not like anything but well done, well cooked. I don't like the halfway cooked meats and so on. I've only experienced it once where it was perfect, but that was in one of Denmark's most expensive restaurants. It was my customer who paid for it, so didn't care.
Well,
but it tasted awesome. But I do not like meat that hasn't been cooked all the way through. And then there's also the
I used to be like
I'm not a
that.
germaphobe, but the stuff you can get sick of.
Well, and here's the thing. That's where before I was in that mold where I would actually typically go medium. But then I forget how long ago it was. I had a proper mid-rare, so just a little bit cooler. You're still fully cooked. You're still at a temperature that kills any of the harmful shit. But you're staying cooler so you get more of the suppleness of the meat and the flavor difference and even just the moisture, just how juicy it was an amazing difference, and I haven't gone back. And yes, Sean, I sent you the link directly in Hangout, so if you want to come on, always welcome. Oh, and this really is true. So I typically go mid-rare now. Medium to mid-rare. I don't mind it a little up. My wife prefers mid-rare, but hates it if you get closer to medium. So she's always on that line of going towards rare. Not blue rare, but rare.
I'm medium rare type, so that's medium rare that's as done as I want it medium rare when it comes to steak.
Yeah, I usually order rare, and I end up getting medium rare, so that way it's perfect.
What?
Yeah, that
Or
happens
the
a lot
chicken,
here.
you steak-hating bastard? What the hell? Huh.
That X should go across the full 3 on the right, but
Yeah. Well, the thing I don't understand is why would you call any type of meat blue rare. I have never seen blue meat. The only thing that has ever come close is crab meat, but that's blue. That's blue blood, not the meat itself.
So, Sean, I do have to agree with you. What the fuck is with the maple coating on everything?
Apparently nothing.
Audio check?
You have to unmute first, Sean.
Hey, I had
Well,
audio
fine.
issues before I got it. Oh, there he is.
There.
So you didn't hear my. So you didn't hear my. Why hast thou summoned me?
No, we didn't. But no, it was mentioned. I saw you in the chat, and you're actually very engaged in the conversation about Bacon. And like I said, agree with that point. Why are they molesting Bacon with all the fucking glazes and other bullshit?
Oh, I've seen maple bacon Oreos. I've seen maple bacon frosting by Betty Crocker. Like, what the hell are these people thinking?
Soft ice bacon. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, you guys don't know what soft ice is, do you?
Nope.
And to answer you, no, I cannot tell you what kind of maple bacon stuffed products are going to be at Walmart anytime soon.
Oh, it's outside of your purview?
No, I am no longer gainfully employed with them.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Manager decided he wanted to flex his dick, and that was that.
That's a lovely thing to do.
Well, new manager had to show his power.
I hate people with power trips.
Yep, he has definitely got a huge ass chip on his shoulder.
And it always seems like that is the quickest way to get good employees to leave. Not just a company, but a profession in general.
Well, the problem is he's the assistant manager over the new online grocery pickup section, but he's also the assistant manager over the areas that I worked. And he is entirely focused on the new thing with complete and total disregard and disrespect for the other half of his job.
Okay, is he new in the Walmart?
Well,
I can't speak. Walmart family, or
he's actually been at Walmart for I think 3 years. I was actually over him for a while when he was a CSS when I was still in the cash office, because I was actually had the power to write people up for making dumbass mistakes with money. And apparently he held a grudge, and he was looking for any possible reason to literally try to single me out specifically because I actually had to write him up before because he made a $4,000 mistake.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got immediately coached for that one. And he's kind of had a hate boner for me ever since, and then he became an assistant manager, which pushed him above me. So he was constantly questioning everything I did. Even though I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing, he was constantly trying to find ways to say I wasn't doing what I was doing. And it actually bit him in the ass a week and a half ago, because Walmart's policy on breaks and lunches, you're required to take 2 15-minute breaks and a 1-hour lunch. There is no stipulation on when or what order you're supposed to take them. So I wake up in the morning, I take my lunch first and then 2 15-minute breaks later. He actually tried to have me fired for that until he went to the HR manager and found out that what I was doing was not wrong. He never apologized for calling me a liar about how it's done or basically saying that I was doing something wrong. He never apologized to me. He just let it completely drop. Didn't even say a word to me after the HR manager kind of reamed him a new one for even bringing it up. And I came in, the alarm didn't get set on Monday, and I ended up being an hour late, and he says, well, you can go ahead and clock out now. So, yeah.
So he's a snob, too. Lovely.
Yeah. So, yep.
Yeah, those break and lunch requirements are usually governed by the state employment laws. So. Yeah, there's no real leeway on those.
Well, The state laws say that we're with an 8-hour shift. You know, you're 9 hours at the business. You know, you're on the clock for 4 hours. You take a lunch. You're on the clock for 4 hours. It just says you're supposed to take with an 8-hour shift. You're supposed to take a 1-hour lunch, and you're supposed to take 2 15-minute breaks. It doesn't say that you have to take them at any specific times.
Yeah.
So I would be at work for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Take my lunch. Come back from my lunch after an hour. Then another 2 hours comes by. I take my first break. Another 2 hours goes by. I take my last break.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about him. Why HR would be reaming his ass.
Yeah, HR reamed his ass over that. He was in there for like 20 minutes while Jake just totally ripped him a new asshole.
I work in HR.
For trying to, yeah.
we're not a fan of someone not following the regulations.
Oh,
yeah.
The first company that I worked for after being
here's the funny thing. According to Walmart policy, an assistant manager has no power to fire somebody, and he literally told me to clock out. So HR wasn't happy to hear about that one either.
So, unless you don't want to, of course, it would be relatively easy for you, provided that you are in good standing in that Walmart to come back, and he can get a different job somewhere.
Well, I've been there for it would have been 9 years in June that I would have been there. So, but yeah, as long as they're going to hire managers like that, knowing that they're complete and total douche canoes.
Yeah. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's something that you got to know. You actually have to have a handle on the people that you're putting into those positions. Because I understand sometimes you got to take a flyer on someone who may not have had that sort of leadership type of experience. But
let me put it this way. In the last 2 months, half of the crew that I was working with have quit because of this guy.
Yeah, that is a problem.
And these are people who have been there for years.
I'm surprised they would have promoted him, because I know in our company, at least, it's like if someone has an EIT on file, they don't, they're barred for promotion for a while.
Well, he was actually a great employee until he got that title of assistant manager. He was good for about a week, and then he went completely power nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, I hate it when Christians do this to atheists, but I wonder what happened in his life to make that change. Not that I care, because if he's a douche nozzle, well, he's a douche nozzle either way. But
I have a hypothesis on that, because he is openly homosexual. He's got no problems with it. Nobody had a problem with it at work, but somebody noticed that he had this really buff dude with his junk hanging out picture on his phone, and just made a simple comment about it, and he threatened to fire the dude. It's like, sorry, dude. If you're gonna have a nude dude on your phone, and you're gonna let people, see you on your phone at work, it's not their fault you have a nude dude on your phone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, having it, that's one thing, but having it and flashing it, so to speak, that's a different thing. But, jeez. Why can't people just...
This is how much of a douche canoe this dude is. Like I said, he's the manager that's over the online grocery pickup. It's a new department in the stores. And he's got a crew of like 12 people that he has to govern over just for the online grocery pickup. One of the guys saw a spill down one of the aisles. And Walmart's policy is, you see a spill, you immediately start to guard it until you can get a hold of somebody or find a way to get it cleaned up and have somebody else guard
liability it. And yeah.
Right. It's a safety thing. It's a covering our butts kind of thing. So he actually had an employee guard the spill, one of the other OGP people, while he went to get the stuff to clean it up. He came back, started cleaning it up, and this manager saw him cleaning it up and berated him because the OGP people are timed from the time they get the order till the time the order is completed. So he literally threatened to coach this guy for following Walmart policy. And he told him, you don't worry about spills. You just do your job until you can get a hold of maintenance, and then let maintenance handle it.
You know what that reeks of? That reeks of someone who has seen the metrics that he's measured on, and that's all that he's worried about.
Exactly. He needs to go back to the CBLs, which is the computer basic learning system that they have, and realize that it is Walmart's policy. You see a spill, you're the first person to see a spill. You handle it then and there. You do not sit there and walk away and hope to find somebody with a radio or hope you can get to a phone to have maintenance paged. You don't waste the time, because during that time, somebody can fall. That's $50,000 out of the bottom line of the store.
At least.
Whenever there's an accident in the store of any kind, $50,000 is automatically taken out of the store's profit margin and set aside for any medical expenses. Exactly $50,000. If it goes over, then that will also come out of the bottom line. But right off the bat, as soon as an accident is reported, $50,000 is set aside.
Am I on?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, there's potential liability. You handle it now.
Right. And this manager basically ordered his employee to fuck Walmart policy.
Well, and that's not even just a Walmart issue. That's a fucking public safety issue. And that's the thing.
Exactly.
And that is what surprises me, is because there's been times where I've had to delay some things at work for safety reasons, and once I explain that and tell my boss that immediately before I do anything, it's like, hey, this is my plan because of this safety concern. He's like, all right, email it to me and we're good. Because as soon as, if it's a safety issue and it has that note with it, upper management might not be happy, but they cannot complain about it and they cannot reprimand you for it, because you are addressing a safety issue in a proactive manner.
Right, Jared.
In Walmart.
FOD walk down.
Yep.
Who is exempt from FOD walk down?
No one.
Pay grade.
Oh, let's see.
No one.
Exactly. No one.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
No one.
The only ones are the ones that are in the air, which would probably not be at the time, I would guess.
Right. If you're an 05 and you are on the flight deck, you're doing the FOD walk down, just like the E1.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to
same thing.
Customers. Here's the thing
I've
when it comes to
seen
doing your
generals
job.
walking the line, so yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing when it comes to Walmart and doing your job. There's two things that take priority over you doing your assigned job, always. First and foremost, safety of the customers, because that's a liability that affects the bottom line of the store.
Sorry, folks.
After that, there is one other thing that takes priority over whatever you're assigned to do, helping the customers. Those two things, management cannot berate you no matter what, as long as you're doing one of those two things instead of your assigned job. And this manager places assigned job before the customers.
Yeah, that's just ass backwards.
Yeah. It sounds like Walmart would do well with a anonymous whistleblower system.
Yeah, they will. They claim they have it, but depending on the store manager, which is the first step to go above the
it does vary. Walmart, if you go to one, they're pretty good at it, and if you go to another, they're pretty bad at it. It really is the general manager, and
here's the
probably
problem,
some of the assistant managers.
Here's the problem, though. This is the store manager at the store I worked at. Whenever it's a manager that he put in place, he will defend them tooth and nail, and they can do no wrong. No matter what they do, they're not wrong. This manager that's the asshat was put in place by the store manager. Our previous store manager, he would listen to whatever people said, and he would actually investigate stuff. This new store manager, oh no, that he didn't do anything wrong, no matter what it is.
What do they make? What does a Walmart store manager make? It's got to be pretty good.
It starts out at $94,000 a year.
That's not bad.
If they've got, depending on how long they were with Walmart before they became a store manager, it can actually be higher than that. But if they hire somebody off of the street to be a store manager, which has been known to happen, they're starting at $94,000 a year.
That's about what I make, so I could complain about that. It can't be an easy job though.
Oh no, it's definitely high stress. I'll give it that. Of course, I don't see how our store manager has high stress. He goes on vacations every 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, you need to de-stress. You need to have that decompression time, and being that level of management or above for any business, unless you have a way to actually completely disconnect, there is no downtime, even when you're not there.
just to correct William, it's not sales bonuses. I mean, there are bonuses that are partially based on sales, but that's actually not the highest priority for the bonus to be evaluated. It's actually customer satisfaction.
Which is
that's why when you have an employee that's actually nice to you, they'll suggest you take the survey on the receipt, because those positive scores raise bonuses.
Which in itself is a great incentive.
Yeah. As far as sales go, I think that only equates to like 15% of the bonus. The biggest percentage comes from customer surveys.
But not all the employees have customer contact. I mean, the cashiers, tellers, they have, of course, and the what do you call them? The aisle stockers, not stalkers, but stalkers. They get a little bit of it too, I guess, but.
Well, when it comes to something like that, a lot of like even the first company that I worked for, doing battery backup systems and power management systems, we had customer satisfaction as part of our metric for the bonuses. But because there was that trail of who performed what service for what customer, there was actually a twofold factor to it. We had an overall region score, and then we had an individual score. So the team that we had here in New England when I was with them, our team score was consistently 92 to 96% very satisfied or above. My individual was even higher. So I always ended up maxing out on the metrics for the bonuses when I was with them on that segment of things.
And Sean, I did talk to Craig earlier today, and we did reach an agreement that I am dickhead number 2.
Yeah, I already knew that.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Craig, I speak Lily fluently.
Right. So we reached an agreement that Craig is dickhead pie.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
316. Okay.
Well, see, he was naming Craig as Dickhead Craig, or Dickhead Fights the Flat Earth, and he was referring to me as Dickhead Sean, and then he kept on saying the other Dickhead because he didn't know your name.
Yeah.
So, it was very apparent he was talking about you.
It's funny because he called me Schrodinger's cat several times, and then at some point he just forgot who I am. And so he just said Dickhead number 2.
Well, Lily tends to forget things really quick when, he doesn't want to address it. Like, starts with a solar filter.
Well, so I've got a quick question and I want to run this through the panel. Brainy Beaver has agreed. Non Sequitur has said, I got an email yesterday, even after they said that I could debate PMARS on their channel. That's not right. Yeah. Kyle sent me an email and said, upon further reflection, fuck that guy.
Here's the thing. Kyle didn't remember who PMARS was. I was nice enough to remind Steve. Steve reminded Kyle. That was the end of PMARS.
Right.
Yeah.
So Brainy Beaver has said that he will host it. Should I just say, fuck that guy?
Well, here's the thing.
Well, he's a troll on both sides, so yeah.
Hold on. Here's the thing. He's not a flat earther. He said that he was to you to find someplace else to talk about absolutely nothing dealing with flat earth.
Right.
And the reason why he tried to single out Nonsec is because Steve banned him a long time ago because of his porn bombing issues. Now, PMARS wasn't the one to actually do the porn bombing. What he does is he passes out the link to whoever he wants to be porn bombed to a porn bombing Discord server.
Right, and that's what I want to call him out for. I really want to just get him into a corner and just beat the fucking shit out of him for what he did to Craig.
Here's what he was trying to do on Nonsec, because Steve McRae remembers who he is. Well, we never forgot. He actually tried to question Kyle on it immediately, but Kyle didn't get back to him in time. What he was going to do was find a way to compromise their channel, either by trying to porn bomb, which wouldn't work on their format, or he would go on his N-bomb spree and then report the stream as hate speech. He's done that many times. But in some way or another, he's literally trying to compromise channels.
So my question is, do I go forward? Brady Beaver's got countermeasures already set in place. So do I do it or not do it? I say don't give him a platform. That's why he's going to Jose's, because Jose is the only one that will let him on because of his behavior. Like, he hasn't Jose hasn't disagreed with him yet. Right.
So he hasn't tried to get Jose's channel shut down like he has everybody else who has ever disagreed with him.
On Jose's channel
he's intimidated by him or something.
On Jose's channel today, he told me in person, we were both on there, that I am a murderer for being in the military.
Yep, he tried using that line on me and Jared, actually.
He's, I don't know if trigger happy is the right word, but he loves to try and, get under people's skin.
He's a troll.
He's a troll. He sent me 5 emails yesterday about how I'm in the military. Oh, well, I'm retired, but I was in the military, and that I'm stupid, retarded, all these other, names. I'm sure he does not have the intellectual background that I do, but yeah.
But he definitely knows the difference between killing and murdering people. He's an asshole. Period.
Yeah, and
So
really,
I can't explain it any better than that.
My suggestion, Schrodinger, is just to leave him hanging dry.
Yeah, I just, what he did to Craig, it eats at me, because the man.
You saw that, Sean, huh?
Yeah, the man could just go on benefits, but he didn't. He went to work, and he worked hard, and he's making videos that people want to watch. And this piece of shit porn bombs him and takes away his income. And he has a child. He's providing for his family, and this piece of shit porn bombs him. And I really just want to get him into a room with 1,000 people watching and just be like, what the fuck?
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, he's literally just trying to reach out to whoever he can so he can have a platform. He was allowed to come to my channel. I disagreed with his source, not with him. I discredited his source, and he felt that the need to porn bomb me for that. So he cut off all ties to me. I made sure that Steve McRae knew about it, so he was banned from anybody dealing with the GDC. So he goes to Nathan Oakley's channel, survives there for a while until he porn bombs somebody over there, which cut him off of there. Then Jose starts up his channel and doing live streams, and now all of a sudden he's there. He's literally just trying to have some place to speak so he can be heard. Once he does the same thing to Jose, he's out of options.
Yeah.
Right.
It probably won't be because Jose pisses him off, because I would imagine that Jose would just basically be intimidated by him and just agree with him when it starts getting aggressive.
Oh, he'll eventually say P-Mars will eventually say something that is just so outlandish that P-Mars will say that's not true, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it wouldn't take all that much.
I mean, it's like I said.
Jose's got a really nice show going on.
I've only watched a couple episodes. I would be happy to go on there, but with P-Mars lurking around, with him having the link, he would just snipe me out anyway, so there's no point. But I would like to go on to Jose's show, but again, there's no point because P-Mars can join at any time, and he'll just snipe me out, so it'd be useless.
It's usually right around my lunchtime, so I usually join for about 10, 15 minutes.
There's only two ways to deal with those kind of people. One is to appeal to their sense of self-preservation, and being as we cannot physically get a hold of this guy and beat the holy tar out of him, that option's out. The second thing is to don't give him what he wants, which is a platform. Exactly.
Right.
My vote is just to flat out ignore the son of a bitch, erase his ass.
Right. The thing is, I had challenged a different person to come on non-sec with me, and the guy said, no, I don't debate because it's obvious that the earth is flat. And I'm like, okay, fuck you. And P-Mars spoke up and said, I'll debate you. I'm a flat earther.
Yeah, he outright lied.
Right. He outright lied. And I downloaded that whole episode. So I have him saying that he's a flat earther, and I have him an hour later saying that he's not.
Yeah, it was literally him trying to find a way to get back at Steve for basically blacklisting him for porn bombing.
Right. Yeah. Well, Kyle sent me at first he said, yeah, come on. And then I think he looked back and said, oh, P-Mars. And then I got an email from him yesterday saying, no, P-Mars is not coming on our show. Actually, let me look it up. I'll read it because it was a pretty good email.
Yeah. Attention is what he wants. Attention is what he should not be given, basically. The question is, what will he do if we manage to completely ignore him? And, to have flat earthers as well get fed up with him and also ignore him completely. Will he explode on his own channel? Or?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
he's
if
going to go completely ballistic.
I mean, I am not convinced because I don't have the background to do it, but I have a strong feeling that he is mentally ill. If he's willing to create what was the count a couple of months back when Scientist Mill had a live stream and he went in there. I think I counted about more than 30 sock accounts. And he just kept spamming the chat.
Oh
yeah.
And he denies that he porn bombed Craig.
Like
everybody knows that he porn bombed Craig, but he says that he did.
P-Mars, as far as I know, has never been the actual one to pull the trigger, so to speak, on porn bombing. He just handed the gun to somebody and said, "That's my target."
Right, but if you hire someone to kill your wife, you're still guilty of murder.
Yep.
Yes, I've actually used that exact analogy when he's tried to defend himself, saying, well, when he's actually admitted that he gave the link to my Hangout to a porn bomber. Well, I was like, that makes you just as guilty as if you pulled the trigger yourself.
Well, hang on. And before he said that he gave the Hangout link to someone else, he admitted that, oh no, I did it. And it was only after someone went, wait a minute, you did that? It's like, oh no, I gave the link to people who do that. He changes his story to suit whatever narrative he's trying to push.
Well, this is funny. Let me read the email from Kyle Curtis, who we all know and love. We aren't having P-Mars on. I was made aware of his racist comments and his sabotage of other people's channels by porn bombing, and he can go fuck himself. Let's find someone worth debating instead of this piece of shit. From Kyle Curtis.
And like I said, he's not a flat earther. For him to say that he is so he can get onto the non-sec show, it had nothing to do with you. He was literally trying to sabotage the non-sec show.
Right. And Kyle's a pretty mild-mannered dude. So for him to say that, you're a pretty big piece of shit.
Yeah,
I mean, there's only a few things that will get him to, hit trigger when he's on live, and it takes a lot to get him to that point.
Well, yeah,
I mean, Brett Keane did it, and what was the other guy? One of the conspirators.
Dean Esme is another one. Red Pill Religion. There's only like 5 or fewer people that have gotten that sort of reaction from Kyle, and when it comes to getting that kind of reaction from Kyle, that's like getting that reaction from me. If you're getting that, you done fucked up.
Yeah, my question to P. Mars today was, well, they have Russian vids on routinely, so how fucked up are you when they won't even have you on?
Yeah.
Was it Kyle or Steve that told Russian Viz to basically fuck off when he brought up the whole Challenger disaster was faked?
That was Steve.
Okay. I know that one or two exploded on him about that.
Yeah, because Steve and I have actually pointed out that when they try to use the whole, oh, look, they're all still alive. It's like, no, they're really not. When the conspirators try to pull that, oh look, this person is actually this person, when it was actually their twin, and you can see what's, granted it's not blatant, but it is still obvious differences between the appearance of them.
It's sort of like when Flat Earth Fokker said that Nicole Simpson is Megyn Kelly.
Yeah.
Like their age is 20 years apart. Of course, they're not the same person.
Yeah. Right. Jeez.
Again,
it's like saying Dame Edna is the same person as what is he called? The guy, the comedy actor that played Big Mama's House. That one. I mean, it's just. There's a difference between saying, "Well, no, the Colombo shuttle thing, that was a hoax, and nothing really happened," and then trying aggressively to, well, come on, you can see this, and it's and just keep claiming that it's a big ass cover up and show pictures of them and they're live. And there's a big difference between the two.
They double down on stupid every chance they get.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I imagine that some of the people who do that are doing it not most of all, in order to piss people off and get attention.
Well, and here's the thing that really gets me when they start bringing up those whole things is I don't get as bent out of shape when they try to pull that about a bevy of the events. But when they try to say that the Boston bombing event was faked, that's when I lose it because, Schrodinger, what's their favorite question to ask? Were you there?
Were you there?
Yeah.
Were you there? Yes.
I was. I was actually working at a customer site a block over from the finish line. I heard it go off. I saw the actual remnants on the sidewalk.
And so did thousands of other people. It's amazing to me. That actually came up today on Jose's show because the 10 minutes that I was on there, we were talking about something about the military. Oh, they said that the military has, even in the 60s, had modern technology. And
well, of course they did. Sure.
Right. Well,
they even
it gets better because they said, "Oh, it's people with top secret clearances." Well, my clearance was a TS-SCI, which is above top secret.
Yeah, I just had a regular TS because I didn't need the SCI on top of it, but because of where you were assigned, especially once you got to the officer side of things, you needed that extra bump up.
And so,
you shills, I never came above secret.
Yeah,
Shill assholes.
Yeah,
I was a shield.
But again, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
need
okay.
it, so
I had a top secret SCI, and so my question, I think it might have actually been P. Mars that brought this up. I said, "Where are the deathbed confessions?" Because we couldn't keep a mission secret half of the time. We had to scrub so many missions because they got leaked to the media. So, how are we keeping all these gigantic
Oh,
conspiracies secret?
it goes back to the blowjob story.
Well,
Right.
no. Well, that's tip of the iceberg. So, for those who have spoken with me enough off air, I'm not the only member of my family to have been on active duty in the military. One of my brothers is Army. He was a medic. I've mentioned him in conversations with Dragnot and other streams because he and Dragnot and my brother did the same job. So I have an insight into that view of things. My brother was with the 1st Cav in Iraq when that whole thing went down. And
Yeah, they did good work.
Does anyone remember what happened to him? They got extended in country.
Yeah.
Take a wild guess who my brother found out that information from. Well, okay.
The press, probably.
Somebody
Yeah.
from the media.
Yeah. Actually, it was indirectly through the media. So his chain of command knew, didn't fucking tell anyone. The way my brother found out was by a phone conversation with my mother after CNN released it.
Right. When I was at JSOC, do you know when our missions got leaked? When they went to DC, we would plan it. We would have everything squared away, but it would have to go to DC to get approval because it was such a level. When it went to DC, that's when it got leaked every time.
I don't know if this is a too harsh word to use, but the question, what I would love to know in those cases is it some asshole who's a traitor, or is it idiots talking about sensitive stuff, from point A to point B along the halls?
No, it's some dude at a bar trying to impress a girl.
Shit-faced.
But that girl is a
journalist
from the media. Yeah, a journalist.
Reporter.
And so she perks up her tits and she talks to an intern. And that's how that happens every fucking time.
Yeah, up in that area, that's where it tends to be. But with the extending or where a ship is going, that's just idiots running their mouth. Not so much it being coerced out of them. It's just people being perceptive to what's being said. And that's where we actually, on the Kitty Hawk, we actually had a language that we would change for every deployment based on where we were going. That way we could let family know if something was going on. No, we're over in this area, we're going to be heading here, but we're doing it in such a way that you have to be a part of the crew to crack the code.
Yeah, we did that as well. Yep.
So, but it also doesn't help that being on the carrier... Oh, wait. Are there civilians on the carrier?
Yes.
There happens to be one.
Many.
Well, I'm talking like non-DoD personnel. There's two.
Well, we had college professors.
Yeah, sometimes if they're running the PACE courses, they'll do it that way. But on every one, there's at least the ombudsman, who is actually typically the captain's wife.
Which is a Danish invention, by the way.
Yep.
Good.
And then you have the
your
MWR rep. Yeah, the fun balls.
Yeah, your fun balls. Yeah.
And any civilian in addition to that has been severely vetted because, well, you got to keep in mind, we were based out of Japan. We didn't have a lot of the access that the stateside carriers did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we had those two. That was it.
Well, I remember one time we got our deployment got delayed, and the skipper came on the 1MC and he said, because there was all kinds of media on the pier, and he said, if you talk to a reporter today, you're going to talk to me tomorrow.
Oh, that's my kind of skipper.
Right, which is so yeah, you're not going to talk to the media.
You know how we found out if we were getting extended? Hard pack ice cream.
Oh yeah, that meme again.
Oh yeah, or lobster.
We had lobster every other way.
Yeah, they have to keep them enticed to stay down there for as long as they do. That's why anyone who goes Navy, I tell them, if you have the opportunity to volunteer for sub duty and you love food, do it.
Unless you love sunlight also, then don't do it.
And if you don't like food at all, join the army.
And if you like,
They give you an approximation of food in the army, right?
Well, then again, I mean, I am proud of our relatively new field rations. They are freshly designed. We have 76 different menus. They actually taste great.
MREs aren't bad for a while. For a while.
No, they are. Before you even eat it, the American MREs. I still haven't had the chance to taste one, but from what I hear, they taste just as well as post-consumption droppings from in the toilet compared to the Danish ones.
That's being nice.
We had to take care of our
got one right here.
We really had to guard our rations carefully, because if we didn't watch over them like hawks, they would disappear.
Lobster
you could
tail's
actually
pretty good.
get some good money for it. You get some good
Lobster
money
tail
for
on the prime rib. That was always great.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, when we would have lobster and steak in the galley, we knew that there was bad news coming.
Steak was Sunday.
Yeah, the prime rib was Sunday, and then usually somewhere around halfway night was the lobster tail.
Well, the thing with on the carrier, they did routine surf and turf like that, but it was once a month, and it had to be your birthday month to be eligible.
Hello?
Oh yeah, your birthday month.
Hello.
We can hear you now, Sean.
That was weird. Everything just cut out.
I just have one thing to say about my culinary experience. Nobody joins the Marine Corps to be a cook.
No. But it's funny because I always got shit because they said, "Oh, in the wardroom, y'all's food is so good." It's the same fucking food. We just ate it off of a plate instead of a tray. It's the same food.
Interesting.
Meanwhile,
I just found something interesting. No, I just found something that's really interesting. For those that were watching my hangout earlier,
does it have to do with the laser?
No, I actually no, but it does have to do with our favorite topic. You guys who actually survived my hangout from earlier when we were talking about music, I was actually wrong on something. I was corrected in the comments that it was Ray Dolby and not Thomas Dolby that invented the Dolby sound systems. So I accept that correction, and I replied that. But in the research of Thomas Dolby, I only knew about his first album. Apparently, he had another one. Guess what the title is?
MIDI Forever.
The Flat Earth.
Oh fuck!
Wait, what?
Really?
I have never seen this album before. I've never heard any of the songs on it, but in 1984, he released an album called The Flat Earth.
Do we have a screen share of this?
Pop that over to this screen.
Let's see. I do have access by my ASP to a fucking huge library of music. Let's just see. It's just The Flat Earth.
The Flat Earth is the title of the album. It should be on screen now.
Wow.
It has been re-released.
Hello. Oh yeah.
It's got 37 or 39 versions.
Yeah, 15 songs on it.
Well, you have different country releases there, so kind of makes sense. But even then, you can hear the conspiracy coming.
I'll just say, Math Powerland, 1984.
You're a little behind the times, dude.
Somebody far more popular than you said something about the flat Earth.
It even has a title track too.
Didn't Math Powerland come out and admit that he was an
just,
actor?
Yeah.
Mute for a second here. I want to listen to this.
Yeah.
Mulu the Rainforest. Interesting.
It is.
Oh, he even did it live.
Wow. He did it live in 1997.
Oh, geez. Hey, guys, I've only listened to this, to the, what's it called? Dissidents for 14 seconds. I already love the mix. Not talking about the music itself, the mix.
Oh, I'm listening to the Flat Earth title track.
Well, I can't listen to it because the way my audio is piped through it will actually play on the Hangout, and I'm not going to hit Jared with a copyright strike.
No, the producers, the guy behind the ridiculously expensive console knew what he was doing. That's for sure, and that's just listening through my sucky iPhone speakers. I can hear it's good audio. That's I might just want to put that in my favorites list and get it downloaded. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know he released a second album after the first one. So yeah, it is 5 minutes 58 to 7 minutes 20 seconds long, I guess, depending on the version you listen to.
Yeah, because some of those might have an early 80s, well, mid 80s version live recording.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to find out what this song is all about now.
Let's see. She Blinded Me with Science from 1987, only 2 songs. And again, I'm not going to play it here, but yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. 1 album, 2, 3 albums. That's a collector's. 4 albums.
Well, are they completely different albums or just different releases?
Good question. There's one here from 1983. Oh yeah, okay. There.
Yeah, Blind Me with Science was 83.
Compilations, yeah. And I don't like the interface on this app that my ASP has made, but can't even
Sean,
list it by age.
That one song, "Talking Out Your Ass Again."
Yeah.
I made a special exception, and I'll let my 10-year-old listen to it.
Oh God.
Well, it isn't exactly vulgar, so fair enough.
It's really not, and he laughed so hard. He had trouble catching his breath.
Well,
he's going to use it at school now.
If you want to traumatize your son, same group, Paul and Storm, Captain's Wife's Lament.
Where do I find that?
Have you heard it before, Jared?
Yes. It was the first song that I listened to after looking into them the first time I heard you use the song.
Just search for that there, Schrodinger. Or whoever just asked me that.
That was me. Will do.
Yeah, just search for that, and just a word of advice: proofread it before you let your son listen to it.
And possibly have it both a redaction marker.
He's a good boy.
This will traumatize him.
He understands.
Jared lives up to this song.
But that one, the talking out your ass, oh my God, that is, it so succinctly explains the people that we deal with.
Yeah, I've actually been tempted to ask them to redo the bridge to cover specifically Flat Earth, but I've not been brave enough to actually ask them that yet. Because the bridge talks about just random urban myths that is just BS. But oh
yeah, like Abe Vigoda, yeah.
He hasn't died. I think he's dead now, but when the song was written, he wasn't.
Right.
Abe Vigoda.
Yeah,
M&Ms don't work like Spanish fly.
I got in trouble with my wife because sort of a sad story. My neighbor, his son was he got involved in drugs really bad and went to jail for a year. He got out of jail last week and OD'd the next day and died.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I mean, I was upset about it. I was actually sincerely upset about it. Not on the part of the son, because fuck him. He was a piece of shit. He actually was a piece of shit. He caused us all a lot of trouble. I felt bad for his dad. But then, because I'm a sailor, and I can't help it.
Just
I'm not
going to call you a sailor.
Yeah, well,
when you hear that song, you'll know why.
Yeah. Well, he had his son cremated, and so to my friends, not to him, because that would be wrong. I went on Google and I took a screen cap of a picture of a pile of ashes. And I sent them to my friends who knew the story of my neighbor's kid. And I said, Scott told me his kid was dead, but I just saw him yesterday. Here's a picture of him.
Oh, jeez. Dickhead.
Oh, my wife got mad at me. I'm like,
I wonder why.
Like, come on. My friends thought it was funny.
Well, of course, because we have that kind of sense of humor.
Right, we're sailors. I mean, what the fuck?
If you couldn't, make fun of people, it would suck. People would be at everybody's throat half the time.
And it gotta love how comments I make offhand kind of come back around, because speaking of the whole friends thing, is that it's always funny when people try to say, oh, look, you guys are always on each other's shows and everything. And it's like, yeah, that's what happens when you have friends instead of business partners.
I heard you say that earlier, and that's absolutely true. Because
and talk to others apart from your cell phone in a basement next to the boiler.
Hey, I'm on the third floor. I am nowhere near. I don't even have a basement.
Now, we don't need to talk about a blue hoodie with a new hat. But he's proud of that new hat, though.
Yeah,
and it's
also
new hat
known
smell.
as the Pratt.
Well, the thing is, especially in the military, like, we make fun of each other. Like, we say the worst possible things we can actually even conceive of to each other.
Hell, I call Jared Seaman.
Right.
Well, and see, that's the thing, is some people think that we do that because we don't like each other. And it's like, no. The more we fuck with you like that, the more we like you, because we think you can take it, and we want to see what you're going to dish back.
Right.
Exactly.
I had girlfriends that would come over when I was younger, and they would say, what's up with your friends? Why do they hate you so much? I'm like, what are you talking about? They're my fucking bros. And she's like, but they say the most horrible things to you. Like, that's what we do.
Well, here's the thing. We say the most horrible things to each other's faces.
Yeah.
Correct.
They'll say the most horrible things about each other behind their backs.
Well, yeah, that's because they're actually bad people.
Well, hey, ask any, I guess, junior high teacher if it's the boys or the girls who are the worst when it comes to arguments. The boys, they fight and get it over with. The girls, they keep at it.
Oh, I've
they
seen,
are the worst.
There's a meme that occasionally would pop up on Facebook a while back where it shows two guys kicking the shit out of each other, and then they're laughing in the next panel as they walk off. Mm-hmm. Two women fight, they never speak to each other again, ever. And it's funny you mention that because my mother-in-law is that age level teacher in the state, and yeah, the girls are by far the worst.
Right. Mm-hmm. The worst is when they don't fight. They just smile in each other's faces.
Oh. What the hell?
Oh, and they go behind each other's backs.
That's when the plotting begins.
Jeez. I've been downloading every single video that the Pratt puts out, just for the lulz. One of them.
God, you really are.
Yeah, I know.
You really
Patricia
are a masochist.
Wants you, I know. Well, I don't really watch them, but yeah. Patricia wants you to call her a tranny. Another one is Patricia a tranny? CIA agent? Satan? Holy crap! Oh boy. And he still. No. That's an irrelevant one.
It kind of makes you wonder, how many paint chips does one have to eat to get to that level of mental ability?
I still think I have the winner for the most long, drawn-out, redundant, and stupid title for a video. Let's see how good Jerry's memory is. Who am I talking about?
Honestly, I can't remember the titles much, but...
He likes to talk like Batman.
Oh, God.
Who's it from?
Oh, fuck, what was his name?
Nature Hacker.
Yes! I could see the face, I could not remember the name.
And remember, do work.
Oh my God, that is such a fucking throwback, too.
Well, how do you get better?
Nature Hacker.
How do you get better than they moved the Panama Canal?
I've got a better title.
Have you?
Let me find it.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, Sean, Schrodinger, have you heard some of the archive about Baron von Poopy Pants, the Space Marine?
Vampire Space Marine.
What?
No.
Oh, what?
I'm not aware of this, but I want to be.
I
have no idea what you just said.
What you need to do is type in Von Helton Encyclopedia Germanica.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
okay,
it's a horrible read, but it's intriguing at the same time.
Is it better than they moved the Panama Canal?
Oh, tip of the iceberg. Because his claim at one point is that Boston is not where it is here. From his original reality, Boston is actually in the middle of Long Island.
Okay, this is back from Flat Earth Research Wins Part 3.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Back on June 16th, 2016 is when I made this video. So I'm going to play some of the audio for it because, I don't remember this title verbatim, but I actually say it in the video. So let's go ahead and play this intro real quick. Hello, everyone. It's that time again to commemorate yet another shining example of someone's research skills. This time around, our favorite shirtless wonder and heavy air quotes, engineer and man that has made 2 new laws of motion and homebrewed cures for many diseases, including hair loss, Nature Hacker. He has recently posted a video called Fake SpaceX Landing Detroit Air Show 2016 Rocket River Days Daytime Witness to Air Show Helicopter. That was the whole title.
What the hell? I have. Okay, I already forgot where, but where did that SpaceX rocket land? What?
Oh God!
Detroit, Michigan is the claim. And for those unaware of United States geography, the two places that SpaceX operates out of is Central Florida along the east coast of the state,
Right.
and Southern California at an Air Force base outside of Los Angeles.
Where did he get helicopter?
No fucking clue.
Because his claim was that when the rocket or the first stage landed, it was going to be lowered by a helicopter, a Chinook.
That's
Which
not
is
how that
completely
works. silent,
silent, by the way. Yeah, it's very, very. It's completely silent almost. You just can't hear that thing when it comes. Oh wait,
Well, no, it was going to be above the
Jeff
cloud
just
layer.
sitting inside of it without hearing protection.
It was going to be so high up above the cloud layer that you wouldn't be able to hear it, but it would lower the rocket down on a freaking winch.
Do you know what we had to do? Jared probably knows this. When a Chinook is landing, you have to have what's called double ear protection, which means you have to have the little foamies in your ear and then the earphones.
Yeah, and then the Mickey Mouse ears encapsulating around it. And here's the thing, the fucking Chinook, either the 43 or the 46, either the little boy or the big bastard. The double,
no.
The
Mick
double
Mullins got it wrong. It wasn't going to launch out of Detroit. It was going to launch out of either Florida or Vandenberg. He wasn't sure, but it was going to. The first stage was going to land in Detroit.
Yeah.
in the river.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
And somehow connected to RoboCop or something delirious like that.
I
don't know.
You really need to catch up on my older videos, for God's sakes. It was hilarious.
I got to go back and look.
And,
and there's a reason why I titled the series Flat Earth Research Wins, because they're a complete failure to do any research. It was a damn April Fool's joke.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Here, I'll link it in the chat because, I'm that kind of guy. I'm shouting myself out, Jared.
Oh, go. I don't give a shit. How many April Fool's jokes like these have they fallen for now?
The video is only 3 minutes and 30 seconds long. I've already gone through 30 seconds. Should I just play the rest of the audio?
Well, they just fell for the Logan Paul thing, so they're already not very bright.
I'll even do one better, Jared.
I wonder
I'll
what
share the whole video.
Or I wonder what this year's April Fool's joke is.
Would you like to see the whole video, Jared?
Yeah, why not? Let's
And
let's give everyone a treat.
While you play it.
Is it on screen?
It's on screen.
All right. Let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
So today I want to talk about the upcoming Detroit Air Show SpaceX landing. I'll have the date in the description and some links in the description, so check below. So that's coming up in under a month. I believe it's the end of this month of July.
Okay, got it. An upcoming launch that happens before the end of this month. July? So right off the bat, you don't even know what the month is. Is it too much research to look at the time and date on your own iPad? Sorry about that. Back on topic. Another SpaceX launch. Cool. But you don't post the date in your description. Let's take a look at that article you posted to see if we can find out when it's going to happen. Okay, looking for the date for the launch and landing. Still looking. Oh, there it is. June 24th. And the article says it's launching a Civil Air Patrol search and rescue satellite into a polar orbit from Cape Canaveral. This should have raised a red flag to you, Nature Hacker, as polar orbits are generally launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, not Cape Canaveral. Now, let's just give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to look into the launch schedules for all launches that are coming up, looking specifically at June 24th as the article points to. Well, there is a launch on June 24th. Unfortunately, it's not a SpaceX launch or a Civil Patrol search and rescue satellite. It's a launch by ULA, and its payload is a communication satellite for the U.S. military, which means it's not going into a polar orbit. And the launch vehicle is an Atlas V, not a Falcon 9. So, we'll look a little bit further through the schedule. There are 2 SpaceX launches coming up in July, but they're both communication satellites, which means they are not polar orbits. I found the next SpaceX launch, which does happen to be a Falcon 9, on July 16th, a few weeks after the date in the article that you linked to says it's going to happen. And unfortunately, Nature Hacker, this is a resupply to the ISS, not a satellite deployment. The next SpaceX launch I could find after this date is set for October. No date given. I don't know about you, but this leads me to think that there's something amiss. Let's go ahead and take another look at that article that you linked to, Nature Hacker, just to see if we can figure out what's going on. Let's see. The article was written on April 1st. Why does that date ring a bell? Let's take a look at the tags. Filed under Stephen Force, tagged with April Fool's Day. So it seems that Nature Hacker, in a glowing testament to his effort to find the truth, has built an entire scenario in his head about how the landing will play out after reading an April Fool's gag on the internet. Congratulations, Nature Hacker. You have personified why the term April Fool exists, and have proven that being a fool can be a year-round endeavor.
That's
Somebody just got dead over here.
That's such a great example of how if something confirms what they already want to believe, they just bite into it.
Yep.
No second thought, no confirmation, nothing.
That is the entire basis behind the series Flat Earth Research Wins.
Confirmation bias.
Oh, but how do you know that, Sean? How do you know you're not just the disinformation source anyways?
Needless to say, after he saw that video, he quickly deleted his video claiming that it was going to be a rocket launch and landing into Detroit.
Too late. Sean already got it.
Yeah, that's why we tend to be quick when something like that comes up. When it's like, quick, someone download it. That way we can... Because they have a habit of making those things disappear. I wonder why.
His last video was 2 weeks ago.
Wait, he's still around?
Yes, he's still around. His last video before that looked like... Well, let me just... Yeah. Last video before that was 7 months ago. YouTube blackout for censorship. Quitting YouTube. That was 7 months ago. And 2 weeks ago, he released Metric Math. I'm almost tempted to watch that.
Oh, jeez.
Did y'all see that G-Man left YouTube for...
Again?
Like 2 days.
G-Man left YouTube because he was kicked out of the house he was squatting in.
Right. But he left YouTube for about 2 days, and he's back. Yeah, Dragnaut has been relentless.
Yeah, everyone has their chew toy.
Yes. And G-Man is Dragnaut's chew toy.
How many years of chewing on a toy until it gets old?
Depends on the toy.
Apparently, he's tasty. But
Somewhere out there,
in Dragnaut's defense, G-Man is, oh god, the worst.
He is the Riley of the CCP. He is the idiot that just won't shut up.
Yes. How high is that mountain? You know what I'm talking about, Jared.
Well, that doesn't matter. It's there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's still got his fourth and fifth laws of motion videos still up.
If I could, I would just have a room and I would put G-Man and oh fuck, why am I blanking on his name?
Give a quote.
The guy with the Fu Manchu. Why am I forgetting his name? Ponytail, Fu Manchu, atheist guy.
Oh,
come on, people.
Inram?
No, for fuck's sake, the atheist guy with the Fu Manchu, with the. For fuck's sake, Arin Ra.
Oh! You haven't.
Yeah.
You.
If I could just put them in a room together and have cameras.
It's been done.
Yes. Do you know the whole GCat reference? There is a hangout an after show hangout after a show Aaron Raw did on Nonsec, where Steve brought in G-Man.
Oh no, I know that they've debated. I'm talking about like put them physically in a room.
That wasn't a
together.
fucking debate.
No, that was just a conversation where
That was literally Arn just drinking as much as he could in a short amount of time as possible.
just to deal with G-Man.
Nothing G-Man's in is a debate. So
Right. And the thing is, Aaron Ra will chug like massive amounts of booze and still crush G-Man every time. And G-Man walks away thinking he won.
Well, he's just preaching the truth, and there are no true Christians out there other than him.
Yep. Essentially,
if Aaron Rod killed half his brain cells, he'd still be twice as smart as G-Man.
Right. The funny thing is, in a debate, G-Man will say, "Oh, I see where you're going with this. I can't wait. Like I'm about to, like, as if he's setting somebody up for something." But then he just brings more stupid.
Yeah. Oh,
here's the thing, right? There's a reason why his intro is preaching to the choir ministries. It's only for the voices in his head, and it just keeps echoing.
Maybe that's the choir.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
And Vesta from the chat does have a point. The one thing that we should never ask is how stupid can a flat earther be? They take it as a challenge and don't understand rhetorical questions. No,
call it,
what's even
cornering the market on stupid.
Well, and here's what's even worse is I've asked them direct, simple questions that they have blanked on and tried to then treat it as if I was asking them a rhetorical question. And I'm like, no. This is an actual question to see where your actual understanding ends.
Right. One, and one. You know what I'm talking about.
And here's the thing. Ever since that became a running gag,
right,
they've
like
gotten
a
better
now.
They've gotten better about it.
Right. They figured that part out. Well, they didn't figure it out. Like if you changed it to like a 3-4-5 triangle.
Oh, that would be fun to see if they get that one.
Because that's pretty simple. It's a 3-4-5 triangle. It's a 30-60-90 triangle.
Yep.
But I bet. Oh God, I got to do that next time I talk to one of them.
Well, I've got an update on Nature Hacker. He has removed his actual cure for hair loss and replaced it with. There's a reason why I'm bringing this up because it's absolutely hilarious. But he replaced it with this soluble silicic acid.
Liquid. What the fuck?
I'm sure I heard that wrong.
No, look on the screen.
Say that 10 times fast.
That's a lot of silica.
Soluble silicic acid, silicate liquid concentrated, 1 ounce. I kid you not. This is why he's the king of titles.
That sounds like a recipe for a semiconductor.
So it benefits hair, skin, nails, conjunctivitis.
Well, the reason why I was actually looking for this hair cure to see if he still had his hair loss cure, because he actually had a hair loss cure on his page. But it doesn't seem to do him any good.
We hello.
That's why
we
took
need
it down.
to have Micro and Geo look at that science stuff.
It looks like GE's retarded brother.
I'm going to copy that and send that to. Let's see. Copy. I'm going to send that over to Hangouts real quick and let Micro take a look at that. And Geo, what the hell?
Just give him the whole thing.
If GE happens to be listening at all, congrats for tomorrow.
That's
they're
why
still
they're
having
doing.
fun at the NASA center.
I know. GE is getting married tomorrow.
Yeah,
to
that's
Casey.
I know.
that's why they're doing the Flat Earth show tonight.
Who's on?
I have no fucking clue. I'm here. Tommy Chong in the chat. Think how stupid the average person is, then realize that half of them are more stupid than that. Yeah, see, I made a comment about that to someone a couple
That's such a
years
good
ago,
point.
and holy shit did they get angry.
Oh
But
my god.
it's a fact. How the hell could you get upset by that?
Yeah. Well, I
wait
always
a
said
minute. Who were you talking to?
You could always be Douglas Iowan.
No, this was some flirfer chick months ago. Actually, almost 2 years ago now. And I forget what I was in the middle of doing, but I made that comment, and she got so angry because she's like, "Are you calling me stupid?" I'm like,
yeah, kinda.
I'm like, wait a minute.
She's just smart enough to know which group she was in.
Yeah.
Well, can I point out one more thing about Nature Hacker that I find hilarious? He sells these products. I use products in heavy air quotes, but he sells these products.
But people buy them.
No. It's funnier than that because he gives exact ingredients.
Oh my god.
So if he's got the ingredients listed on his page, why the hell would you have to buy the product from him?
You could just
not only the ingredients, the amounts that he mixes.
And how to cook it or whatever. What the? Jeez.
This can't be a good business model to tell people how to make it and then expect them to buy the product from you.
He's a smart one. Oh, crap.
Like
Non-sec has Daniel Pratt on the screen. Hopefully they're not talking to him, but...
Let's face it, his target audience wouldn't actually know how to do any of that.
Well, it's still a good point that I made, that he puts all this on there and people still buy it.
Shit.
So how stupid are they?
Yeah.
Well, what I always worry about is not
So he is, he's slightly less stupid than the stupid people buying his stupid shit.
Yeah.
It took me a bit. The thing that you showed before with the silica, whatever the hell it was. What was he trying to say? Salicylic acid?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Your
guess is as good as mine.
So rubbing aspirin in your hair is going to make it grow back?
Well,
is that what he's trying to say?
What do you want to bet that he has at some point yelled, "Go away, Baton"?
Hang on. Sean, do you still have those thumbnails available?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and screen share that again.
Oh,
this is gonna be great. I don't even know what this is, but it's gonna be good.
Just hang on a second, because I just have one question that the visuals will give you the reference for. Now, for someone selling a product that claims to cure hair loss, if they looked like this, would you even consider buying it from them?
Well, it gets better, Jared.
Does
it gets better, Jared, because we have before and after.
Does he look like a caveman?
Well, it gets better because we have before and after, because YouTube never forgets. Let's go back to his first video. He had more hair.
He did.
Although, in his defense, men do not lose their hair. It just migrates to the back. But apart from that...
Or the ears,
wait, is he able
nose.
But I'm just saying,
able to operate a DMM? What the hell? That sounds very advanced.
He never had head hair. It was all ingrown pubic hair.
But for a guy who has a cure for, cure for hair loss, it seems that he's the only one that's immune to it.
No, he has what do you call it? Self-grafted pubic hair on his face.
Now, it gets even funnier with Nature Hacker because many people have pointed this out because he's got a website, which is right here. But
I gotta look at this guy.
if you actually click on his link to go to it, guess where it takes you? Oh, he fixed that link. He just still hasn't fixed the link in his About tab.
What does that say?
He finally fixed that link, but if you go over here, what's that say at the bottom? Let's click on that, see if he fixed it. Nope, he fixed there too. Okay, never mind. He for a long time, that link actually went back to his YouTube page.
What is it about nature that he's hacking?
I don't know, but it ain't working.
I still wonder
Reality?
if he, like I still wonder if he had like some sort of like stroke or something at some point in his
Could be.
past.
I don't know.
I
But
mean, seriously, there was a point in time when he was actually a laboratory technician at a university research lab.
all
and then
I know is
suddenly-
after my video on Flat Earth Research Wins 3, he basically abandoned YouTube for a long time.
Yeah. Because it was like suddenly, like 10 years ago, that went away, and he opened up this weird Nature Hacker thing and started schlepping weird products and doing bullshit online. Something
must have
weird
been when you
happened to him. That's all.
My
I don't
guess
know
is
what
he quit
his,
taking his
origi-
lithium.
Yeah, I don't know what his original About page said, but that's kind of funny too. I mean, the real truth in engineering, science, medicine, and conspiracy. The real truth in conspiracy. Okay, I guess. All the videos my own.
Back to I apologize, but back to P. Mars. Do you know what he told me today that why Non Sequitur won't let him on?
Why is that?
Because he reads books.
Pixie books.
You guys
don't know what those are.
No.
Just so you know, P. Mars, Highlights is not classified as a book.
No. Coloring books don't count, and you need to stop eating the crayons.
Well, my what I told him was, I said, look, they have Russian vids on routinely. They have a guy on that says that the continents are made of dragons. They have a guy on that says that giants dug the moon out of the Grand Canyon and filled it with helium, but they won't let you on. What does that say about you? And he's like, oh, well, I read books, and so they're scared of me.
Right. That screams of getting a follow-up question. Oh, well, several.
Yeah.
What books exactly are we talking about, and why the fuck would it matter?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's online right now. You can go back and look at it. That's what he said. They are scared of him. And other idiot flat earthers on the panel said, yep, they're scared of you. Like, what?
Right.
But
we're all scared of the truth.
Right. Well, some of the other Globers said, well, if they're scared of you, then why is Schrodinger begging you to debate him? And he had no answer.
Well, he didn't even go to the Page Shield reference?
No, it's just like him when you call him out on a logical misstep, he will rage. How do I know this? Because prior to the incident on Sean's channel, I was in a Discord server listening to the voice conversation, and P. Mars made a comment. He referenced a woman and immediately followed that with, she's Oxford educated. To which I then pipe up, I'm like, wait a minute. Why does where she went to college matter?
Right. That would be my question.
Well, I didn't say that. It's like, no. You said, go check out this person. She's Oxford educated.
Well, he told me today that education is bullshit.
Because he doesn't have any.
Right. Which was my question.
Who's doing the
heavy breathing.
Phone call?
I can
Big
start.
E? No, wait, that's muted.
Leave Pooh Bear alone.
I was going to ask if Alan fell asleep.
No, I just woke up again.
Right.
You see, you woke up, Pooh. Pooh, go back to bed. You're okay, bud.
I might bugger off to bed in a minute.
See, it's almost like we know the
Wait
behavior of the regular
a
panel
minute,
members.
Alan, are you saying you're actually going to use your bed this time?
I might. If I'm feeling
Jeez.
tired, if I am actually at the point of going to sleep, I might go and lay on it.
Yeah. Well, we have to milk the last week, the last couple of days before we change into the wrong time zone.
Oh yeah, I know, it's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, you mean you guys haven't made the switch already?
No, it's so annoying that no one does it at this. I mean, we don't do it at the same time the world over. That would make it so much easier. Or just, get rid of the thing. In other words, I have changed my position on that. Either keep or remove the daylight savings.
Yeah, either harmonize when the change happens internationally, or just fucking get rid of it.
I'm just gonna say, I had to bite my
go
tongue
one
through
step
all of that.
farther.
There was a lot of jokes I could have said.
What I
But
want
why?
is
Wait a minute. Hang on. Sean, you do realize what show we're on, right? Which channel we're on?
Yeah, but
right.
people do it at the same time all the time, man. It doesn't matter. It just depends on your preference. People like to do it in the daytime. Some people like to do it at nighttime. And if you're in different time zones, it could be at the same time.
Sexy. Oh,
I like to do it
would
once
totally
every
said
15
sexy.
minutes, but that's just my
I'm
preference.
sure if you're doing it right now, somebody across the world is doing it in broad daylight, probably in a park somewhere.
But back to the time thing. Why don't we just all go to GMT? The world over. Everybody goes to GMT. What would be the problem with that?
No. UTC.
Well,
Same thing.
UTC, GMT.
I know, but I like the. Yeah, you know why I want to call UTC. I hope.
Yes, I do.
Because you hate English.
That too. No, because it's not actually Greenwich anymore.
Well, who cares?
It moved.
Why wouldn't that work?
Yeah. Well, it would be weird to think that it's 12 o'clock noon, but it's in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but
it would be weird.
It would be weird for people on the other side of the earth. It would be normal for the people that live there.
Yeah, it would be normal for the likes of Alan and I. Yeah.
Well, wait.
Difference in 1 hour,
It would be really nice for me being only 1 degree from, or less than a degree from Greenwich.
Well,
so
I'm
curious about you, Alan.
Well, of course. I mean,
that's what I was thinking of when I came up with this. I was like, what would Alan want?
Well, to be fair, the British Empire did at one point control the most of this surface of the Earth. So, kind of has a point there.
The saying was true: the sun never sets on the British Empire.
Yeah.
Well, now it does.
Well, yeah, true.
Just saying.
Doesn't set on the British Commonwealth though.
But I'm curious, if we did harmonize and everyone went to UTC, how would that affect the flat Earth argument about, well, why isn't it midnight when it's the middle of the day 6 months later?
Oh, they'll come up with something.
Oh yeah, it'll probably take them a while. I mean, how long did it take them to come up with a defense for Paul Logan's so-called documentary?
Never.
I mean, Celebrate Truth. He made one. What was it? 2 weeks ago. I can't remember when Paul Logan put his out, but
well, guys,
what is it?
this all started with maple and bacon flavored frosting and
and bacon ice cream.
I'm gonna go.
Oh God, bacon ice cream.
All right, later.
Have a good one, guys.
Wait, technically, I produced my own bacon ice cream.
I don't want to
do
know.
not want to know about your bacon ice cream.
I do not want to know that one. No.
Hey, Piggy, do you know how to run a green screen?
Yeah.
Because I bought a green screen, and I'm fucking clueless.
How
What
about
are you
starting by
behind me?
calling it what it actually is would help? Okay, I'm pedantic. I know it's chroma key.
Well,
Yeah.
that is the
And lighting
process.
is key.
Basically, use any color you want, but
He has a
for the
physical
cameras we have
screen
today,
that is green behind
I
him.
know.
It's a green screen.
yeah, but there's a reason why it's a green and not a blue one.
I have it all
It's
set
not-
up. I just don't even know what to do with it. It's just
Okay.
green.
What do
thing
you
that's
use to
behind me.
edit your videos,
Wait,
or what are you
So
using
now
to stream?
this live stream turned into a DIY green screen.
Oh no, I'm just asking.
all right.
so
Just message me tomorrow and I'll help you.
Yeah,
Most important
offline
thing you- most
was
important
what
thing
I
you
was
can
asking.
do is make sure you light it evenly.
The most important
Yeah.
thing you do
Light
is make
the
sure you
fuck
do
out of
not
it,
make
literally.
it crusty. If it's crusty, it's not going to work.
Pig would
So,
know. He's an
what
expert on that.
Yeah, but what Alan said, plus light the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've looked up some tutorials, but I'm not very.
And don't be too close to it either, because
because
you'll
otherwise you
get
get-
green.
Spill.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
that's why I got a giant one. It's all the way on the
and
other
it-
end of the room.
And thankfully, you don't have big bushy hair, so you won't get in trouble with the
The
top
interlacing.
and side and back lighting.
Well, to be
challenges.
fair, hold on. To be fair, his head could reflect green depending on how shiny it is.
I'll put
Yeah.
talcum powder on it.
Yeah, you're gonna need some kind of baby powder or something.
Or you could just pull a creaky and wear a hat.
I could do that.
Oh, we need a cunt hat, don't we?
So, Piggy, if we could at some point,
Yeah, just
sidebar.
yeah, just don't ask for the DIY for his masturbation techniques.
Nah.
I
No.
mean, I'm willing to share.
Look,
No.
I was
No.
a sailor. I got that I got that down to a science.
Hey, I need to talk to you and Jared then.
Oh yeah, Jared and I could make a tutorial.
Because I'm always afraid that the latch on the belt's going to fold over and then like I'm gonna pass out and not let go.
Now, see, that's why you need the military style belt buckles, because you just go a little too tight and it actually pops loose.
Yeah, that's.
But I like it tight. I
Oh,
just want it whenever I black out, it just sort of unleashes.
Just like the I don't know what it's called, the parachuting safety lock on a helmet, on a Kevlar helmet.
Yep.
Maybe
Just
that'll
pops
be
off.
my next video on my channel.
How to effectively autoerotic fixing.
Yeah, autoerotically come.
No, better yet.
Oh, okay.
No, better yet.
Shit.
How to not pull a David Carradine.
Well, or the guy from NXS. Well, my channel's not monetized, so I can do pretty much whatever.
Well, depends on the video platform you
Jared,
want to go
check.
with.
Are you in that Twitter? Jared, check DMs.
But Jay, did you really just send me that?
Yeah, actually I did, because that's
Share with the
apparently
group.
their defense.
Share with the group.
No, it's unrelated to the topics we've been talking about. But
I'll share with you later, Piggy. How about that?
Yeah, Pig, are you connected with me on Discord? I don't know. I'm shit at Discord. Let me look.
Well, I own the server that AT2 is in, so yes.
You are the server?
Yes, I am the server.
Tron.
Okay, where is this
MCU.
channel that you were?
Oh, I'll send you a direct screenshot.
Why is Discord so horrible to use?
They're trying to be a fancy BBS.
It's awful. I cannot figure it out.
I like
Don't worry.
hearing that word again.
There's going to be better options soon.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
if
there's
only Discord had the ability to, when you get a notification and you just want to see who tagged you, personally or specifically, not the everyone, just the private tag,
right?
Without
You can't
screwing
do
up
it.
your how far you've gone into the list of reading stuff, for example. That really sucks. And it's only now that they've homogenized the experience on between the computer platform and cell phone platform.
Well,
I was still not completely, but
I was listening to a show the other day, and I was about halfway through it, and I heard Craig say, "What was it, Craig?" No, it was Brainy Beaver. He was like, "Yeah, I sent Schrodinger's cat an invite, but he must not be available." And I'm like, "What? I didn't see any fucking invite because it doesn't tell you." And you got to go look for it. You got to dig down.
Well, when on Discord, was the invite sent in a regular server or a direct message?
I've got I don't even know.
Because here's the thing: is if it was sent on a server, and if they did not tag you either by @here, @everyone, or @your name. You're not going to get a tag on that server that you have a direct thing waiting for you.
Yeah, it was just weird because the thing is, I had been listening for an hour, and I was like, "Oh shit, I would love to get on this show." And then I hear Brady say, "Oh, I sent him an invite," and I was like, "Well, I didn't see it." So I don't know. Oh, Discord's weird.
Yeah, there's going to be better alternatives soon. By the way, I just ate so much Chinese food that my gut's going to explode.
So
extra food for the birds?
Wait, how did the feline taste?
Oh, it was delicious. Actually, I don't think it was feline. I think it was rat because it came on these sticks. And it reminded me a lot of Shrek.
Oh no, that was.
I thought it was canine.
Yeah, that was canine.
Yeah.
God, I love canine.
Well, I have eaten goat when I was in the Middle East, and goat is delicious.
Yes,
it really is.
Goat,
oh my god, goat is so good.
I recommend also trying ostrich.
Now, did they label it as goat or did they label it as concubine?
Human? Oh, sorry.
Well, no, it was Bahrain. They called it goat, and it was delicious.
I had Jamaican goat stew. That was pretty good.
Are they spicy?
What, goat?
I don't
No,
remember.
Jamaican goat.
Oh.
I don't remember.
No, because the only thing I know in Futurama is Jamaicans are supposed to be really spicy to eat.
Oh, I went to this place in St. Martin, and they had the jerk chicken. And the name of the bar, the restaurant was called The Jerk, like the movie.
Nice.
And I went there every day in St. Martin and got jerk chicken. It was delicious. And then I would go to the casino right across the street, and they had the quarter slots. But they would bring you drinks. As long as you were betting and gambling, they would bring you drinks. And you could get shit-faced on, you would lose $5 as you were betting, but you could get shit-faced in that time.
You know, I have to say the timing of this meme is perfect. As you were talking about that in the food, the "Do I smell Luftwaffles?" came up. But here's the thing.
Yeah, you gotta love St. Martin.
I actually miss a lot of the food that I had in Japan. Especially, there is one style that you will not find properly done here in the U.S. Sukiyaki.
I've never been to Japan.
Gesundheit?
No, Manga knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds like something alcoholic, maybe.
No.
I know you didn't say sake, but
no,
just sounded similar, so I was thinking it was.
So sukiyaki is a style of eating similar to shabu shabu. The big difference is shabu shabu, you come from the pot to a dipping sauce to your mouth. There's an extra step with sukiyaki, and that is the introduction of a cracked raw egg. At first, I had no idea how it was going to taste or how the texture was going to be.
How do you avoid salmonella?
Because here's the thing, salmonella is not inside the egg. Salmonella contamination comes from raw, incorrectly processed poultry itself and the outside of the egg.
Japan also inoculates their chicken against salmonella. We don't do it in the U.S., and that's why we have a lot of the issues we do.
Yeah. You idiots, basically. Yeah.
Yep. So when you factor that in, because I had that same question, and the answer that I got from my then friends who were Japanese nationals are like, "Oh no, it's safe. It's safe. You will like it." And I tried it. The first bite was different. That is the only way I could describe it, because the texture of the raw egg on top of the freshly cooked sashimi meat was different. But
so
then,
are we talking a proper
sashimi? Like, we were in downtown Tokyo at this restaurant, so
it doesn't sound bad.
Oh no, it a lot of people are weirded out by it initially because of the raw egg, and I can understand.
Yeah.
Yes, the texture of a raw egg is weird if you're not used to it. But after a bite or two, it is that style, and then one particular restaurant are the two big reasons why I would go back to Japan in a heartbeat, just because of the food in those settings. Main gun, Pepper Lunch or Coco Ichi's.
I don't think I've had either.
Really? Well, wait, you weren't permanently there. You only went there for a little bit, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and I wasn't in mainland Japan. I was in Okinawa. We did more. We did more of the of a lot of rice noodles.
Yeah. Although, fuck, the actual legit ramen. Hey, Pig, you finally had something close to it. What you think?
I'm playing video
he's
games.
busy.
So long story short, it was nice and spicy. I enjoyed the egg on top. It was fulfilling. The noodles are really thicker than what we have in America.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it tastes like olive oil.
Oh, you mean the consistency or the actual taste?
No. The flavor was olive oil.
The broth, yeah.
Like the actual flavor, it was called olive oil. I was expecting something because it was like a very dark, like meaty look, like almost like a thick gravy, but it was just olive oil. And it made me feel sick afterwards because I was just burping the flavor olive oil.
I've had a similar experience. It's such a weird thing. Half an hour after you've eaten a meal, it was great and all, but you forget about it, and then all of a sudden, second taste. Cool.
Yeah, I'm like that with Mexican now.
Jared, how much do you know about Takan?
Do we really want to go down that route?
I'm writing a course on Takan right now.
I've forgotten more than I can remember. However,
that's where I was.
However,
relearning.
I might be able to pull up some of the bibliography still. I'd have to dig through my external hard drive for reference to see if I still have the unclass doc versions.
Oh, if you did and you wanted to shoot me something, that would be great. I'm actually writing curriculum on TACAN and VOR right now.
Hey, are you guys okay if I play
like
games?
my actual job.
Audio.
You're doing what?
Are you guys okay if I play Counter-Strike Source? The very old Counter-Strike? Is that okay to show?
You can play whatever you want.
Oh, I'm getting one of those Asian
As long
porn
as
games.
we don't get subjected to it, I guess.
That was the wrong thing to say, Jared.
Well,
Yeah.
no, see, here's
What
the thing.
were you thinking?
No, here's the thing. He can play whatever he
Just
wants.
don't tell that to Pete Mars.
That doesn't mean that it's going to be shown out over the air.
Sure.
No, but if the in-game music and sound effects get blasted through,
Oh no, you don't hear it.
Just
that
drink
sounds
plenty
like
of
someone
fluids.
snoring.
Let's see what the quality is like. It's actually coming through better than I expected. Wow. And yeah, it's funny. We're making a lot of the audience hungry.
Pretty.
And I'm so disappointed that it wasn't fast enough to freak out Nana. He
I'm
started
in the
started
mood for
making.
Tim
He was making food when I gave him that one. It was annoying.
Nice.
Oh well.
What
Did I
is
just-
Tempura now?
What is what?
the on the other show tonight?
Tempura?
What's the
Oh,
topic?
the fried.
Movie night?
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Well,
battered.
I don't think it's up yet.
Yeah, the Wheel of Torture has not been produced yet. You got to give it about an hour to an hour and a half, and then we will unfortunately know what we're going to potentially have to suffer through.
Yeah.
What we will lose over. Yeah.
Right.
Now it's normal that that we get what we didn't lose with last time.
Oh,
At least for a couple of times until we get it. So
yeah, thankfully that stuff is off the table for a little bit. I
I'm
will
gonna
say
have to stay up late enough for that one night.
let's see.
I'll listen to
I'm
it the
guessing,
next day. It's
Yeah.
fun just to listen to.
Oh,
I expect that we'll get a Mr. Kenthoven creation seminar video
God.
and a Universe Inside You video called Mars Was Inhabited Beyond the Shadow of a Doubt. In other words, Paradolia.
Yeah.
well, here's the thing.
What's the one?
Add one more, probably.
The one lady that's on there.
The one lady?
Wait,
Which one? Are we talking
the
about the
wait,
ASMR?
on the panel or
Yeah, on the panel. Her name starts with a C.
Karis.
Karis. She could just if she could just read me a bedtime story.
Or a phone book?
That
read a phone
is
book?
that is why hashtag Karis bedtime stories is a thing.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
We haven't had one yet though.
No, we keep trying. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jared, you read this-
that's a lot of the reason why I even like go back and listen to it. Like,
But the thing is,
not to be disrespectful to her, this is actually a compliment, but her voice is it's butter. It's butter.
yeah.
Pig,
I mean, if you have a stressful day, just listening to her voice would be de-stressing. It doesn't matter what she's saying; she could be speaking gibberish.
See,
Right.
Pig,
That would just go
unfortunately,
mellow.
whoever put
Yeah.
that meme in there
Yeah.
didn't realize how poorly the beginning of the text was going to come out.
Yeah, right now it's because of the overhead light. It becomes part of the train, so it's actually being flushed by the light above.
No, even
It's like
even when it was on the wall, I could not read what was not
I'm
on
kind
his
of
shirt.
worried about being a slut.
No, you're not.
Okay, now-
Quit lying.
Now what, Jade? What's going on Chris Egan King? Who is that?
No. See,
No idea.
that name tag should not say my name is. It should say my nickname.
My name is.
No, my
Slim Shady.
my nickname is Mike. I know Jay and
Department of
Tech
fucking
know the
Public
reference.
Safety.
Oh, definitely know the reference.
It's only the greatest submarine documentary ever released.
Oh,
Actually, right now,
the one I got a
Jeopardy.
link to a long time ago. Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. That was fascinating. And it was, you saw the perfect mustaches on
They're right now
practically
playing
everybody
Jeopardy.
who was an adult.
So what the hell is? So I thought you were playing Counter-Strike, not fuck
This is
around.
Counter-Strike. This
No.
is Jeopardy
Why
and
is-
Counter-Strike.
No.
What the hell is that? Hello, my name is sticker doing on the wall.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any
no.
sense.
Because you didn't post
Well,
pictures anywhere. Like,
well,
that's a picture,
no,
that's
no.
a picture. That's
No,
a picture.
the proper terminology is those are tags that you can post in the game.
Well,
Okay.
if it's
What the-
Jeopardy, then why isn't Sean Connery there making fun of Alex Trebek?
But no, here's the thing. You're supposed to be going around trying to kill the other team. You are not playing Counter-Strike. You guys are jerking off in a lobby.
No, this is part of the game. This is a game
so-
mode called. It's essentially you have guards and prisoners, but the
That-
guards can build stuff, and they built a Jeopardy course.
Yeah, the problem is that gameplay I just saw would probably be best described as goofing off.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
just
kinda.
jumping around. So
Yeah,
it
don't
looked,
they have
it
a
looked like there was the
supervisor?
kid with a. Yeah, it looked like a kid
Right
with
now
an
the
MP5 or
map's
something.
changing, so-
Just being excited by. by he knows that he'll get an ice cream or something. Weird.
I still say if you want a head-to-head first-person shooter, you got to go Unreal Tournament.
Yeah,
I,
missed that game.
I don't know about video games. I do know that I'm pretty excited because I bought a new cable for my winch for my ATV, and it came today. And
Well,
it's
for a second, I
pretty
was going to
fucking
say.
awesome.
For a second, I was
Winch
gonna.
or winch.
For a second, I was gonna say you shouldn't be talking about your wife that way.
Oh,
Especially if she's able to listen to this later.
well,
What kind of winch you get?
She does what she's told. She does. She does.
Careful.
She would punch me in the face if she heard me say that. Well, no. So I have an ATV, and I had a winch for it. Well, I'm on my third winch right now, but it has that steel cable, and it binds up so bad. So this past weekend, we were out at the lake, and we were cutting down a tree, and I was pulling it as they were cutting it. I was pulling it with my winch, and it got bound up so bad because it's just that rigid steel cable. I just hooked it to a tree, and I just went in reverse and just ripped it out. And so I went on Amazon and I bought. Can I turn on my screen here? Turn camera on. Can't find your camera. Why the fuck can't you find my camera?
Well, you don't need to turn on the camera if you're going to do a screen share. Or were you trying to share something?
No, I was trying to show you. I have the
the actual
new cable in my hand. Why doesn't it? Do I not have it plugged in?
So what'd you go to? Braided nylon?
Yeah. It instead of the steel, it's the braided nylon, and it's instead of being so rigid, it's like nice. It's like rope. And I got 50 feet of it. I'm going to hook it up tomorrow to the winch on my ATV. And
what's the brake strength on it?
I can't remember, but I think it was like 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to say it has to be at least a ton for it to be usable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we talking about static or dynamic?
That'd be dynamic.
Yeah. I can.
Well, I mean, if it was a tow rope, it would have to be dynamic. But for a cable for an ATV, I mean, it's basically primarily to pull you out of a jam.
Well, yeah.
Well,
but
anything
really,
else as well.
I could throw it over a limb and pull my entire ATV up off the ground.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the winch like that, because of the varied use that you have for it, you want to go with a dynamic line instead of a static, because you're going to be building up the tension to it, and dynamic lines over time wear down and then fail. The only time you want to go with a static line is if you're going to be setting tension and then leaving it for a prolonged period.
Right. Well, the issue that I had was that rigid steel cable would bind up so bad.
Or kink.
Yeah,
it would. If you're responsible, and it kinks, you would have to.
Right.
Well, how old was the original steel?
It wasn't old. I had just replaced the winch probably 2 years ago.
Did it have a guide on it for the spool?
It did, but you would have to sort of what I would normally do. Yeah, what I would normally do was I would reel it all the way out, and then I would guide it back. Like I would direct it left and right, left, right, left, right, as it was going in. But it's still it was terrible.
How consistent were you with re-greasing it though? Not
terrible.
As much. Yeah, that would do it too.
Yeah, but this stuff, this feels like rope.
I would keep it. I like nylon, but you got to keep it out of the sun. Sunlight will deteriorate it.
Oh no, but my ATV is in the garage, and when it's out of the lake, it's in a trailer.
Yeah, but is the spool covered or open?
Yeah, I would do even just a basic dust cover over the spool when it's not in use. No matter where it is, just.
Yeah, and also, is it a steel core or is it only nylon? I mean,
I don't.
Nylon.
I didn't really look that closely. I got it in my hand right now. It feels like nylon.
Well, here's the thing: your steel cores,
it could have a steel core.
Your inner 10 to 20% core could be a steel shank that it's still flexible, but then you have your braided nylon around it. So
well,
we'd have to look into it.
On Amazon, it had 1,000 reviews, and it was like 4.7 stars.
Nice.
So, and it was $20. So, if worse comes to worse, I'm out $20.
Yeah.
So
then the question would be, it depends on the rope. I mean, I don't know about these kind of ropes. I mean, I was a rigger, putting up fixed hanging points for lighting. For concerts, etc. So I know the rigging part of it in terms of harnesses, but not this kind of stuff. Depending on the line you've got there, what have you decided what knots you're going to use to get it onto the winch?
I know.
I don't know how that thing works.
I have a just on the outer end. There's a hook.
Yeah, but you have to put it onto. You have to, stick it onto the reel.
Oh no,
the winch itself.
There's a circle on the far end that goes onto the hook.
It's the built-in loop.
Right. Yeah. There's the built-in loop.
Oh, okay. On both ends then.
Well, no, the one end. It goes onto the winch, and there's a like an Allen.
There's a mechanical.
An Allen screw.
Yeah, there's a mechanical anchor at the winch spindle itself that you actually physically anchor it to.
Yeah, you tighten it down, and then you just spool it onto the winch, and on the other one there's a built-in hook that goes on, or a built-in loop that goes on to the hook, and that saved me more than once. One time I went out, I was riding down the power lines, and I went down. I was probably 5 miles away from my from the land that I own, and I got stuck in mud, and I spooled my winch all the way out and found a little tree. It was maybe 2 inches in diameter. It was the only thing that my winch would reach, and wrapped it around there, and just managed to. I bent that tree all the way over and barely managed to pull myself out of the mud.
There are other possibilities, though. I mean, even if it's just an ATV, you'd always bring a spade with you, wouldn't you?
Yep, and
a
couple of
some shoelace. Well, a spade, some shoelace, a bit of paracord from shoelaces or something, and use sticks, and then use the paracord to put guy wires on the spade and just make an anchor that way.
Yeah. Well, I bring some T-bar with me. A couple of 4-foot lengths of T-bar, and if I don't have anything to hook up on, then I drive those 2 of those 4-foot lengths of T-bar spaced about 3 or 4 feet apart, and then attach a rope to both of those with a little bit of slack in it, and then the winch hooks up to the center of that rope, and that gives me something to pull on.
Right, and that's a good idea, but I didn't do that at the time.
Well,
so
one of your
thing
best
was,
features
I was looking at a multiple hour walk back to my land, but that tiny tree saved me with my winch. So God bless a winch.
Yep.
Especially when they have beer.
I was thinking about getting a big ass winch for my truck, but the truck weighs 7,500 pounds, and so I'm looking at a winch that is probably going to cost me about $4,000.
Yeah, you need about a 14,000 pound winch.
Yeah,
or bigger.
And then I got to thinking, if I slip off the side of the road into the ditch, I live on the plains. There are no trees.
Right.
There's nothing to
you could only really hook onto somebody else's car, and then you would just pull it down into the ditch with you.
Yeah, and basically that means get out of the truck and walk about a mile until I get cell service and call into town to have a tow truck come and jerk my ass out of the ditch. And
what do you have, like a F-250 or something?
350.
Oh, okay.
F-350 dually.
There is a way to solve that. There's a good way of solving that, having to walk to get cell coverage thing. Get a ham license.
Yeah, or a CB would do it.
Yeah, but you would have to be sure that someone else is on the other end, and you can, trust the person to help you out, and you have to have that person be there as well. That would be so much easier for ham, because there's a lot of hams always.
Right. If you're in the country, there's people with CB.
Yeah.
At least around here.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, whenever you get into deep mud, slip off the road into the ditch, you always do it at least 2 miles away from anybody's house.
That's true. That happens. Yeah, to me.
You can never do it right in front of somebody's house. It's always 2 miles away.
Right.
And in a valley.
Well, I just got because I have a trailer that I because I have a wood stove, so I drag logs up onto my trailer. So I bought a winch to drag logs onto my trailer, and it occurred to me, because I was using just a normal like trailer hitch on the winch, I was like, holy fuck, I can hook this to the back of my truck and drag stuff that way also.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's only a 2,000-pound winch. It wouldn't pull my truck up out of a ditch, but I can like.
But it might give you enough leverage if you're stuck to at least start rolling.
Right. Yeah. That plus, the torque of my wheel, So I'm just going to keep that in my toolbox in the truck.
I had dropped my my Tacoma into the ditch, and had to go get the girlfriend's big Grand Cherokee.
Yeah.
Got it behind it, hooked it up, backed the Grand Cherokee up until the rope was taut and the truck wasn't going to go anymore. Locked down the Grand Cherokee, getting the Tacoma, stick it in reverse, back the Tacoma up a few inches until the Tacoma starts slipping again. Lock it down, get out, get back into the Cherokee, put tension on the rope, get out, get back into the Tacoma, unlock everything so the wheels are free spinning, get out, get back into the Cherokee, jerk it a few more inches. It took me an hour and a half to get that damn thing out.
That sounds about right.
Jeez.
I have a Tundra TRD Pro crew cab, 6,000 pounds, 5.7 liter. A super nice truck, but goddamn,
something that's
heavy.
fun to drive, but you don't really need it.
I remember just a few months ago, I was talking to Gio online, and he said, "You could not have that in Germany."
That big of a truck?
People would people would probably yell at you and yell obscene things at you and make rude gestures, I think.
Well, the thing was, my last deployment when I was in the military was in Germany, and I thought about because there was a few Americans that were deployed there or stationed there and had their big ass trucks, and I'm like, how do you even get around? Because I had a rental car. I had this tiny Mercedes, which was nice. It was a great car, but I would look at the Americans with some of them had like a full size Jeep. Like, how do you even park it? It's insane.
Yeah, it needs 2.5 of its own. In order to turn 180 degrees, it needs an area that's has a radius wider than 2.5 lengths of the car itself, at least.
Well, on top of that, I get about 15 miles per gallon.
Yeah, well, having a vehicle that you basically, I mean, for recreation and all that, you'll get no criticism from me, but just for regular, back and forth transport, there is no reason to have a vehicle that sucks up half a liter of gasoline, in the winter when you just to start it up. There is no need for it,
especially at European prices.
Yeah,
especially at non-American prices. Yeah,
right.
Because your gas is ridiculously cheap compared to it, and we even produce fuel ourselves, which is kind of weird. I don't know how much in the ratio, but it's still kind of weird, though.
It is weird.
My Chevy truck, my '74 Chevy, was my daily driver for a while, and that truck gets 11 miles to the gallon.
Oh, geez, that's even worse than mine.
And now, mind you, that's it only gets 11 miles to the gallon if it's fully loaded. or it's completely empty, or only on in the city,
Right.
or highway, or up in the hills, or down the. It don't fucking matter what the hell you're doing. You're getting 11 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, that's pretty much mine. Because
if you just fill it up, let it stay on idle, will it run out before the end of the day?
Yes.
If you do it in the morning.
Yeah.
My big F-350 gets better gas mileage than that old 74 Chevy.
Yeah, I get 15.
Yeah,
But the thing is, even though I love love trying to take care of the environment, I do love the smell of gasoline, unburnt gasoline, and even better, ethanol that's used for RC aircraft, or also the the Ural aircraft. But
and that's something with the expansion of hybrids and electric vehicles. I understand why the motorcycling market is already investing heavily into electric motors and battery packs for bikes. But sorry, nothing can replace the sound of my bike when it's running.
Yeah.
I mean, I have when electric mopeds started to be introduced in Denmark, we literally had politicians discussing whether or not they should be, by law, should have a noise generator,
right? Because people can hear it run over.
Yeah.
I
don't
with electric cars too. People were getting hit by electric cars because they couldn't hear them.
Yeah, well, the way I look at it, that's their own fucking fault. Look where you're going. It's just like with the.
Well, no, actually,
yeah. I mean, when the Pokemon Go craze happened, I would laugh at my ass off every time I heard or saw people fucking it up in traffic.
Yeah,
it's their own damn fault.
The initial issue was just random people getting hit, though. It was blind people, like not being able to hear the cars.
Yeah,
right.
That sucks. Yeah.
Well, my truck sounds great. I have the TRD Pro version that came with it actually came from the factory, but with an aftermarket exhaust because it was the TRD Pro version. Yeah, it sounds great. And when I step on the gas, that fucking 6,000-pound truck moves.
But when it comes to bikes and special sounds, what I would love to hear, and I don't know if they have any real competitors by now, but the what do you call that?
A Ducati?
No. Those the hobby that Reds has. Driving what is a quarter mile?
The drag racing.
Yeah, that's the one. The other one, but with motorbikes. It's a long time ago now. I can't remember what technology it was. I don't think it was a brushless, for example, but it was lithium-ion batteries. An electric bike for that specific purpose. I would love to hear the noise of that thing. I saw a video of it, and it almost every time they used it, they broke something. Not the electronics, but the gears. Because of the torque. It has 100% torque all the way.
So here's a
story. It kicked gasoline ass. I mean, nothing could overtake it, as far as I can remember.
So back in the day, we all had motorcycles. I had a Honda VTX 1800 with Cobra pipes. So basically straight pipes. It was loud as fuck. And our friend at work, he had a Harley, what was it? 883 with just standard pipes. And we would always make fun of him because his bike was so small. And one day, remember, I don't know the non-Americans, if y'all would recognize this. Remember, you would take a clothespin and a playing card, and you would put it on your bicycle.
Mm-hmm. I have totally never done that at all. Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
So one day, we put a clothespin and a playing card in a box. We brought it to him at work, and we said, "Look, your new exhaust came in."
Oh, assholes!
Oh, that is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, we were like, "Your new exhaust is here for your motorcycle," because we all had like big ass bikes that were loud as fuck, and he had a Harley A83 Sportster.
I gotta do that for my friend's daughter. She rides a bike. She's a bike rider, and she's a little bitty gal, but she's kind of badass. She's a combat medic, and but she drives around on this really pretty and really tiny 250cc motor scooter.
Oh,
wait! Is it a scooter, or does it still look like a motorcycle?
It looks like a motorcycle.
It's a Grom,
but
Grom or the Kawasaki Z125. Those little fucking pit bikes.
Yeah, 2 or 3 gears.
Yeah. Honda still makes that little 250, I think. The Nighthawk?
No, no, they stopped making the Nighthawk. The bike we're talking about, Schrodinger, look up Honda Grom, Grom.
Huh. My lawnmower has a bigger engine than this thing does.
Yep.
But
but it's so cute.
Is she old enough to know what the clothespin and the playing card would even mean?
I'll show her. She can fucking chloroform my ass in the middle of the night. It'll be worth it.
Yeah. Well, he was old enough that he knew what we meant, and he told us to all go fuck ourselves, which I did.
So it was a proper response. Okay.
Well, we were sailors.
Yeah, exactly. Proper response.
And I thought it was called semen, but okay.
Sea persons. Come on.
Well, I believe the official term is squid.
Well, yeah, that's my.
I like squid. Actually, they're intelligent, so.
I still have my email address, BikerSquid2002.
There you go.
It's my the one I use for spam now because it's so old. But I still have it, BikerSquid2002 at yahoo.com. Feel free to email that if you don't want me to see what you sent.
I have where my handle on YouTube comes from is my old Yahoo account, and I'd have to keep switching it up because I keep getting hit with spam, and I'd finally shut down an email and start a new one. And so Maingun 07 is the variant that I started in 07. And I used that one for a while until it started filling up with spam, and I started this Gmail account. And then right after that, Yahoo got hacked.
Oh.
And I was one of the ones that my password got hacked.
It's in the name, basically.
You'll get it.
Okay, that was bad.
You'll get a kick out of this, Jared. The that dude that I debated, the one on Nonsec.
Oh, dipshit.
Yeah, dipshit. So I guess he has a person who comments regularly, and his name is contains the word conscience. And every time this guy goes through his comments and reads them out online, he calls it con science. because he doesn't know what the word conscience is. English is his first language. He's
probably never encountered it before, maybe.
Right.
Well, it's American English, not properly, but yeah. English.
It's that word is spelled the same in both. Holy shit.
He says conscience when he reads the guy's comments.
Is he also one of those idiots that keeps switching between lowercase and uppercase words constantly?
Well, did you watch the debate?
Probably not. I've been
oh, come on.
Trying to keep. No, I've been having some issues weaning myself off. No, Siri. God damn it. I've been trying to wean myself off the heavy pain meds, and it's taken a toll. So I haven't actually been looking into the flat Earth nonsense for a while. Keeping off it, basically. So.
Nothing could help you more than watching this dumpster fire that I had.
Last time Russian Bits was on Nonsec, that was a hoot.
Oh my God.
I did laugh my ass off with that one, but while being agitated, while being, annoyed by him, but I just, started thinking, oh, he's so cute, instead of being so angry at him. But.
The two moderators were Godless Engineer and Fight the Flat Earth. And
oh, yeah.
They alternately rubbed their temples and laughed.
Wait a minute. We're talking about the guy that recites his script several times?
This is
in a what do you call it? One of those puffy jackets in his kitchen, probably.
No.
The arrogant son of a bitch.
Not the dumpster fire guy that knocks holes in his walls.
No, not him. I'm not talking about him. Oh, the other guy. No, that was the one where
my feelings are
Reds.
Hurt.
That was Reds.
My feelings are hurt that you have not seen my debate.
Hey, do you have any idea as to how many YouTubers I'm subscribed to? And I'll bet you an MRE sent to you or sent to me that you won't even get close. As in within, let's say, 50.
1230.
Schrodinger, are you willing to put an MRE at of your choice on the line? And if I lose, I'll try to get a Danish one.
My answer would be that it should be 1, and that should be me.
I might as well just pull it up here. I honestly can't remember at the moment, but it's more than 500. I don't watch all of it, obviously, but.
Well, I thought we were friends,
Oh, you poor little guy needs a hug.
I think I might have to go.
You need to go into your gun cabinet and hug your guns.
Hey guys, I'm gonna bow. So good night, everybody.
All right, later.
Night, Alan.
Night.
Have a good one, Alan.
Yeah.
See what you did, Bo. See what you did.
Yeah.
Now people are leaving.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't work on me.
No,
I think
I know I need some sleep before the bacon in the morning.
Yeah, in a couple of hours actually. Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go get my
bacon. Full English.
Get pork to death.
Oh well. What?
Damn it, Bo. I don't ask for much.
Still trying to find out where the hell I can see how many channels I got.
You're looking for channels. You should be looking for my debate.
So you did get the Ryzen 7.
I did. Along with.
Oh, hey, look, it's Jay Brown.
Welcome to the red team.
Go a little to your left. Oh, you went with the 2070. Yeah, that's the 2070 or the 2080. Looking at it, if I to speed up the rendering process, I'm gonna need to build a full tower and go that route.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a couple more fans for my case though, because I think during the summer it's gonna get too hot up here where I have my desk. So that'll suck, but we'll have to figure that out this summer.
Well, if you have a surplus freezer, you get some water cooling and just waste some extra electricity and wire that an external radiator into that freezer. Just be careful with the condensation.
But
that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Jay Brown, I am loving this microphone.
Yeah, glad you like it.
Oh, it's great.
Just wait till you actually get like a physical mixer to plug it into.
Yeah, I'm adapting as I get more into it.
Yep.
Well, and speaking of the equipment and everything, so when I finally got a video editor that would let me output to 1080 by 60 instead of the fucking crap 30 frames per second, rendering one 10-minute clip took a little less than an hour.
Yeah.
And
but how much?
And my CPU usage, 100%.
Yeah.
My CPU temp went up to 65C.
Ah, that's good. That's not bad at all.
My little Logitech, this little Logitech camera that I got is pretty good. That also was a Jay Brown recommendation. It's not a bad camera.
It's the what
920 or
yes, 920. Yeah, yes, 920.
Yeah, I don't have it myself, but I did help Rhetoric and Discourse in the beginning, with his live streams. The interface, at least at that time, sucked in terms of locking the exposure, locking the focus, etc.
Yeah, you gotta do a little bit of well, I was using iMovie at first, and it does not work with iMovie at all.
So, I remember him saying something to that effect as well. Well, not iMovie, but I think it was a different editing software.
Right. But in anything else, it's a great camera.
Well, most cameras that aren't, the cheapest crap that you find are quite decent as long as you use enough lighting. I mean, if you have a grainy, smushy picture, it's 90% of the time it's a matter of lighting.
Right. That's what I'm.
It's about
gonna
sensitivity.
probably deal with this green screen as I try to get it online. I'll probably have to buy some lamps and things like that.
Yeah. Why can't I remember what they're called right now? Well, they're called Barlamper, but that doesn't help you because that's a different language.
Like
the light bars.
Boxes.
Well, not exactly. The light bars that you can buy for your car. Instead of the old style. Yeah, instead of the old style floodlights, or not floodlights, but focused beam lights.
Right. Yep.
Just in an array instead, and RGB, but you could also get them in other hues. I mean, just simple primary green, for example.
Right.
You can buy those. You can even buy them with alternating beam widths. So it has wide, narrow, wide, narrow, wide, narrow.
Right.
So to enable to diminish the hotspots. I'll try and find it because it's a very important thing is, especially in the beginning when you have to, when you're trying to learn how to use it and avoid as many problems as you can. It's a good thing to start by making sure that the screen itself is smooth, completely smooth, no wrinkles, and also having it.
That was a challenge all by itself.
Yeah,
getting that smooth.
Yeah, a way to do that, I don't know how big it is, but a way to do that is by putting those what do you call them, grommets?
Yeah.
But for textile, so you have nice and big holes.
Yep.
And you use bungee cord, and then you take some 2x4s or something, make a frame, and you just thread it all the way through, and you can keep it tight all the way. It doesn't matter if it stretches out over time because the bungee cord will always keep it taut.
Yeah.
And then
it took a while.
And then after that, the most important thing is to keep the lighting even.
Yep.
On the screen, at least in the beginning.
Soft lighting.
Yeah, I mean, if you're used to using green screen, you practically don't even have to light it up if you know what you're doing. But in the beginning, you would have to do it to make it as easy for you as possible.
Yeah. It'll take me a while. It'll probably take me 3 or 4 weeks.
Apart from that, I'm not good at helping you with that because I was used to using that stuff, but strictly with hardware, no computer stuff, only hardware alone.
Yeah,
which was a nightmare. Everything you had to configure everything on a panel. No computer screen, no mouse, just a panel. That sucked.
Yeah. Craig has told me that he would help me out because he's got a green screen. He's just so busy. And I know that he's got a rough time. So I don't really want to press him on it.
No. Oh, didn't I many weeks ago, if not months ago, didn't I give you a link to a YouTuber who is also a filmmaker? A video that showed how to do it, or was that microphone techniques?
I think that was microphone stuff.
Yeah, if you can find that link, the same channel, just look for his green screen videos.
Yeah,
of course. This is one of the things that I really hate about YouTube. You can make your favorite lists. Your liked, your watched, and then you can make playlists of videos, etc. But you cannot organize your subscribed channels at all.
Yeah, it automatically
driving me nuts.
It automatically sets that for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then again, it doesn't. I mean, in the categories that the YouTuber has set their channel to. But why can we not? Why don't they let us make our own categories and sort them ourselves? It's so annoying.
I think you can. You got to put it in your.
No, you got to remember these are programmers who can't get themselves out of a wet paper bag.
True.
Yeah, some of them because they're idiots, and some of them because they have restrictions. They're not allowed to sneeze without authorization because it costs money.
Oh crap!
Right.
Now what? Oh yeah, you saw them.
I'm looking at the
finally
menu.
Saw it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to look at that Pareidolia thing. I find that fascinating. The Mars thing.
There are more dragons.
No,
it's on Mars.
Who?
But no dragons though.
No, it's definitive proof that Mars was inhabited.
Oh, perfect.
Remember the last part?
The
last part of the title?
No, I didn't see the last part of the title because it's a little too much stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 10% of the way there.
Only 10?
Well, there was apparently water there at some point, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Flowing liquid, probably water.
Yeah.
And
flowing liquid in it. Yeah.
So there may have been some sort of life.
Bacterial, most likely.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I mean. And the Earth was bombarded with portions of Mars.
So maybe we are the descendants of Martians.
That's what I'm saying. That may be the origin. That may be the origin of Earth life. Maybe. I'm not. I'm definitely not saying that.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Correct. Yes.
I would say it's much more. I mean, life coming from, Mars or whatever, is much more likely than Gao did it.
Well, of course.
So yeah. Let's see. Schrödinger, do you know about Linda? What was it? Damn it! I can't remember what it's called. Damn it! There is a lynda.com.
Use your words.
The subscription service. Yeah, lynda.com. LYNDA. They're one of those websites where you can learn stuff and you pay a subscription and you can choose anything, any of their tutorials and courses. And they're made by experts.
Khan Academy? I mean, is it better than that?
I don't know about Khan Academy. I haven't heard that one.
Oh, well, Khan Academy is free. So,
KAHN
Academy.com. It's free. Yeah. And it'll take you from grade school through grad school.
Oh, well, the kind of service I'm talking about here is a resource where you can learn anything from knitting to filmmaking to mechanical engineering, professional videography. Sorry, anything.
That may be a little bit more inclusive.
Yeah,
spell it out again.
In this case, it's Lynda. Well, just click the two links that I put in the internal chat. But lynda.com. One of the links I put in there is from lynda.com, and it's about green screen stuff.
Okay, this says Naughty Nurses 75.
So
the other one.
It's not bustylynda.com, right? Because I've already got a subscription to that one.
Yeah.
Who needs a subscription to any kind of porn when you've got Pornhub? That's for free, I've heard.
I'm just saying that's what you sent. All right, let me look at this one.
Why can't I remember either one?
This one that says, I'm not sure, but might be the one.
No, the two latest ones. But yeah, the one, the two below. I'm not sure, but this one might be the one. Well, just click all three of them. I mean that.
The two below, would that be like the waters above?
Right. There's the one that says "Meet me at the truck stop."
We are not apes from water.
Who has been taking photos of my toilet texts?
This is for a good time dial. I'm not going to read that number.
976.
I'm safe. You guys don't even know how many digits we have in our phone numbers anyway. So,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Okay, you can find out.
Including the country code or without the country code?
Without a country codes.
Oh, without the country code, you guys are at.
Boy, that's taking a long time.
8 or 9.
8 or 9?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know it's at least 8.
When I was a kid, it was 6. I can't remember when they changed it, but it was changed into 8.
Yeah.
And when they almost at the same time they did that, they fucked it up royally. Back then, if you used the phone a lot, you knew more or less exactly what city you were calling.
Yeah.
And you would have to pay, the different.
You had the long distance
different
charges.
price exactly. But that's not the case anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But back then, you could see the phone number and know where you were calling. Just like you could see a car, look at the license plate, and know what city it was registered in. Can't do that anymore either.
Right. Well, we used to have to pay long distance call to a different city when I was a kid.
Local long distance, they called it.
Right. and it would be 5 cents a minute to call to the next city over. And nowadays you can call anywhere in the country for free.
Yeah, well, back when long distance was really expensive, before my dad became a Salvation Army officer, he worked at a what do you call that? Packaging production company. They made packaging for Lego, for example, that kind of stuff. The boxes and the prints as well. He would actually, because he's a law-abiding citizen, when he had to make a long-distance call, he would use the phone on the factory floors in the breaks. Now, the company knew that people were doing this, so they had made sure that nobody could do that anymore by swapping out the phones for phones that doesn't have a keypad, as if that helps. How do the old impulse phone systems work?
Oh, the rotary dial.
Pulse dialing.
Yeah. All he had to do is to, in order to dial out, that's a 0. You just tap the what do you call it, hang up button 10 times. Done. And then he could start calling just using the hang up button. That's the way he was going through that.
They didn't realize there were smart people.
Yeah.
You could even get handheld devices that could dial too, because it's just tones with a tone system. Because it's just tones being broadcast over the line. So.
Yeah, DTMF. Yeah, DTMF. You can still. I mean, the only place where you can't do that here anymore. Have a DTMF encoder or decoder is on digital phone lines. Where where it's digital from the handset, and not from the nearest hub. You can't do it there anymore. Not that it really matters all that much.
Is that kind of like saying you can't get there from here?
Physical phones have almost gone at this point.
What?
It's very rare.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
like
to
other
the
than
point
cell
where.
phones.
Yeah, I mean, for what, at least 2 years now, they have been removing the emergency phones from the highways. When they start deteriorating, instead of repairing them, they dismantle them and take them away because it's not needed anymore. They practically don't get in use at all. And these days, thankfully, the government, the different government agencies, the fire departments, the police, blah, 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 they've made this app that you can install on your phone. And if you want to call the emergency services, you just hit that icon, the icon for the app instead of calling 112. And they can see exactly where you are instead. Although
we have that. We also have roadside. We also have law enforcement has roadside assistance patrols. These are people. They're uniformed officers, but they're not even law enforcement. They literally just cruise the highways, looking for stranded motorists to help.
And they also have cameras, of course. But yeah, but they've made a big error with that 112 app because of the protection of personal data, yada 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 crap. Mm-hmm. They're not allowed to track your position when you're using that app for during a emergency call. They can only see a blip on the map from where you initiated the call. So if you're following someone in traffic, you have to call again to give them an update on a map if you don't know where you are. In other words, you have to hook up, hang up, and then call them again. But hopefully they'll stop that nonsense. But, oh well. I was thinking,
if you are in not America, like, what do
Like
you
Red
even
said.
tell them? Because you're in not America.
something called MGRS. Okay, it doesn't really work because
Military
those on the
reference system.
military, yeah, of course they don't know what the hell that is, but unfortunately, but
Right. So did you say, well, I'm in not America?
And that should narrow it down enough.
Yeah, I'm confused.
yeah,
As
that would
they-
be the whole world, you know. Come on, what the hell is that thing?
Yeah, different states in the U.S. have different roadside numbers, which is really weird.
Well, at least they're you know.
You know what? It's actually a pain in the ass. Like when you
Well,
when you travel, like when I go to New Jersey and I pull over and I want to get some gas and I jump out and I grab the pump.
No, you can't do that. You can Actually, that is something they have started to change.
Yeah, they finally let people in New Jersey pump their own gas.
Yeah, it's a
So 21st century, things are going crazy.
I have never experienced a place where I wasn't supposed to do it myself. I have never experienced that.
Oh,
That would just
Bahrain.
be weird.
Yeah, Bahrain. Yeah.
What?
If you try to fill up your tank in Bahrain, a small Filipino man will run over to you and take the pump out of your hand.
What are they? Are they afraid of something, or
I
you
don't.
running off or something?
Well, but
I mean, if
it's
it was a
also-
matter of service, you know, it's it's their pride that we provide a service. We service you. That I would understand, but
it's 50 cents a gallon also, so it's hard to be mad.
so you don't pay anything. Yeah, it's free.
It's about 50 cents a gallon.
You want to be serviced by a small Filipino man?
The question is, in Bahrain, what kind of cars do they drive? The insane cars like the standard U.S. car, or the economical cars?
I had a Nissan Pathfinder for a full year.
Path. Oh, that's the flatbed truck that just will not die.
Well, no,
that's the Toyota I'm thinking about.
It was an SUV, full size SUV.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Toyota that the Top Gear guys had on display on their shows.
Yeah,
that old red thing.
Full size Toyota would be the Tundra.
No, this was a 1980 something. Like they literally dropped this thing off a building, brought out a couple wrenches, and got running again. Yeah, the original.
Oh, Top Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a Land Cruiser or?
No, it was the T100 series. It was the first, early T100.
Yeah. That was the T100. Was the first flatbed they had.
Killing a Toyota Part 1. Okay, I'm just finding them here.
Yeah.
16 million views since 8 years ago. Okay.
No, but
I mean, it was so awesome that they actually loved it so much that when they finally killed it to death and it could not breathe no more, they put it on a pedestal for the rest of the series. I think it was. It was beautiful.
The whole time I was in Bahrain, I had a Pathfinder, and I would fill it up like once every 2 weeks, and it was about 50 cents a gallon, and of course the government picked up that tab. It was nice.
Oh, back in the days when we could just bill everything to them.
I billed everything to them. My cell phone, my flat, my gas.
Oh yeah, it was one of those. Oh, you want me to have this? Okay, you're paying for it.
Right. Because I had to have a cell phone. I was obligated to have a cell phone because I was on call. So guess what?
And
I paid for it.
And pagers weren't enough. Oh, I remember not even needing one.
This was pagers weren't even a thing anymore. But
yeah, they were never a thing in Denmark. Never, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Those pagers did kind of suck.
Well, it just gives you what you can only get it. Well, the most fancy ones you could, make write a text, but the first ones, it was just a phone number and then
and
4 or 5 digits.
You would have to find a
public phone somewhere or
yeah. But then we developed codes. Because I remember I had a girlfriend and she would text me 143, which was the first, the one was I, and the 4 letters were LOVE, and then the last 3 were YOU.
I owe you what? Yeah. It made sense making those codes. So.
Yeah, 143 meant I love you.
But it would be better to make QRZ codes.
Yeah, and there was another one that I can't remember even what it was, but it meant on my way. It was OMW. I don't even remember, but we used to we made all these elaborate codes.
Going by the previous one, that one should be 223.
No, yeah, I'm in trouble. No, I need help. 223.
223 is my rifle.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I need help.
Well, wait, I thought that was a 556.
Actually, on the way should be 105. On the way.
Yep.
So you got to be attentive.
Yeah, probably. That one just dropped on the floor.
It's better that those days are gone.
I might as well have said Harden, Mål, Tone, Skudgaard. That wouldn't make any sense to you, would it?
Thanks for rubbing it in. I appreciate that. Yeah. You're a good friend, Bo.
Missiles, shoulder-fired missiles are way cooler than any tank because you can hide the thing.
I don't know, but a tank
depends on
a tank. If you run out of ammo, you can still run shit over.
Oh yeah, and you can just sit and take a nap without fearing
too much.
Dumbass Taliban. Cat chewing heroin addicts trying to shoot you with a pea shooter.
The Abrams main battle tank is pretty badass.
Well, and I thought, the company that produced them originally, they went bust many years ago, but if I'm not mistaken, they recently gave the Abrams yet another overhaul.
Yeah.
They're still able to.
General Dynamics has been keeping up on that thing.
Yeah, that's
the Abrams.
It's a pretty badass tank.
How expensive is it to keep that thing alive, so to speak, compared to sacking it, so to speak, with all due respect, of course, because it is awesome, and then getting a new one that is actually in production, you can get spare parts, etc.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I've been following this. The Abrams
will have to happen at some point.
Nope, you're not. The Abrams is expected to be in service until 2050.
Yeah.
50?
Yep.
2050. And there is no replacement for the Abrams. When the Abrams is retired, it's retired because we're not going to use tanks anymore.
Yeah, well, the thing is, at the moment, what are the types of tasks that they are used for, if they are used for anything, in any country or conflict or whatever?
Oh, in urban combat, like they're indispensable.
Yeah, I know, but are they, if they are being used at the moment for engagements or peacekeeping or whatever, where
on the
are
open
they
battlefield,
used?
there is nothing more deadly on the open battlefield than a tank.
Agree.
We agree with each other. What I'm trying to say is, at the time, right now, is there a use for it, and is it being used for anything? I know it's an awesome weapon. We don't disagree with it, but is it actually being used for a specific purpose at the moment?
I would say not maybe
control?
not like right now, but in Afghanistan and Iraq, they were they were crushing it. They were they were doing massive missions.
Yeah, I mean, we had Leopard 2s down there, and they were, used for basically the same things as well, I would imagine. So,
right.
But
it's just I mean,
the military, the military is always preparing to fight the last war, not the one before, and not the one before that. So the next, and never mind the fact that you've got other countries that are building, super tanks of their own. No. There's never going to be another massive battle like Kursk or
armored battle
or something. Yeah, never going to happen again.
Yeah.
Same goes with
most likely not. No.
Same goes with amphibious operations. There's never going to be a large scale hot amphibious landing anymore because of reasons. That's why a lot of the Marine Corps' amphibious fleet has been retired, and all of the LSTs have been retired.
Correct.
And
LST?
Landing ship tank.
Okay.
Big flat bottom boat that can come up on the shore and drop tanks off.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a boat, and doesn't drive around.
Yeah, it's
land like
a
a boat.
ship, but it's a flat bottom and has a bow that opens up. They can basically just ramp tanks right onto the shore.
A Gator freighter.
One of the many styles, yes.
Oh,
right.
Gatorade container.
The last true Gator.
But I don't think that the Abrams is done. I really don't.
No, it's just that what it was originally designed for will most likely never be used for what it was designed for.
Its original design was as a main battle tank for an overland war in Europe.
Mm-hmm. But that's not a bad thing that it will never be used for that again. I mean, it's just how war is. War changes. I mean, you'd have to have an organized enemy to fight, and they would have to be large enough to actually have armored vehicles to fight.
Well,
if you're down.
William in the chat does bring up a very good point, because keep in mind, back in the late 60s, actually early to mid 60s, aerial dogfighting was supposed to be a thing of the past because of the AIM-9 Sidewinder and the other missile technology.
Right.
I love playing with those missiles in Wing Commander.
The F4
on Amiga or a PC.
A lot of the initial problems the F4 Phantom was at because it wasn't built.
Yeah, look at that banana.
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Well, we have the Super Hornet and the Joint Strike Fighter now.
We don't have a true air superiority platform for the Navy anymore. We lost that when they retired the Tomcat.
Yeah. Yep. And while the JSF looks cool, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's kind of sexy looking, but I don't like it.
Super expensive.
It's ridiculously loud compared to an F-16.
Right.
When Denmark decided to, whether or not it would be the JSF, the F-22. Can't remember the other one, a Saab something. They were doing some testing at while we had the Roskilde Music Festival, and we used the barracks there. When they started those things up, just going full throttle, full brakes, just going, we might as well burn off some fuel or whatever they were doing. Wow, that was loud.
Yeah,
I missed the
at least 100.5. Yeah, that is a sexy thing, but it was really heavy.
Oh, I love the Tomcat.
I used to walk to school in the morning to the sound of Tomcats warming up their engine over at Oceana.
And you had a Walkman, and you had the a certain theme.
Where did you?
7-Eleven was a part-time job.
Where did you live?
Virginia Beach. I lived less than a mile from Oceana.
Of course, Virginia Beach. I mean, could you be more specific? Like,
we had a townhouse in Scarborough Square way back when it was new.
Oh, okay.
Everyone, can we actually play Simon Says?
I work at Lynn Haven.
So
yeah,
so
it was not far from that.
So it's funny you mentioned that. When I was
I work at right at Lynn Haven on Guardian Boulevard.
When I was in,
I remember when they built Lynn Haven Mall.
Yeah, someone's fired up.
When I was stationed at Oceana for C school, I was put in one of the squadron barracks, and never failed.
Oh, the burlap
beach.
Yeah.
The
Burlap Palace.
Oh no, I wasn't in the palace. I was in the actual squadron barracks directly behind the schoolhouse.
Oh, look at you!
So I was one of the lucky bastards in that respect. But what really got annoying were
Why do you have to be a little bitch?
the low level, high speed flybys that the then 3 remaining Tomcat squadrons would do at 4 in the morning.
Coming in.
I like the Tomcats.
Yeah.
Now my final deployment, not final deployment, the final deployment of the A6 was my first deployment. And you want to talk about loud?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Jared.
I was on Whidbey when they were still running the Prowler.
Right, Jared. Where are the AIMD barracks are berthing on ships?
Generally, they put us all up on the O2. So
they're O2 level, right under
between
the catapult.
Yep, up by Cats 1 and 2. As a matter of fact, I had the motor for JBD1 5 frames forward and 1 level above my head.
Yep. And the A6 Intruder is loud as fuck. So, and I had the top rack.
See, I was lucky enough that I was bottom rack.
Yeah. So Airman Overby was in the top rack, and 6 feet away from him was an A6 Intruder going to full afterburner, about to take off from the fucking catapult. Yeah.
But they're much smaller than the 14, aren't they? Or the 18s.
So the 18 is
Prowlers.
smaller than the 14. The Prowler, by carrying capacity, is larger than the 18. However,
it is, because it carried a fuck ton of ordnance.
Yeah, that was the thing about the A6. The A6 remained in service for as long as it did because it was fucking efficient for its job.
Right.
It could carry a butt ton of ordnance.
Yes.
And
it was also a widely used platform because the different airframes based on it. So
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but are we talking?
We had
a lot of tonnage?
You you had attack aircraft, you had an ELINT electronics aircraft, and you had a refueling tanker on that same platform.
Right.
But with that thing, are we talking a few heavy drops or a lot of smaller drops as well?
No, we're talking. So hang on. The typical loadout, if they went full loadout on the 500-pound GBUs, the general purpose dumb bombs,
right?
Concrete.
One weapon hard point could hold a maximum of 9 bombs.
Now, the way that I used to describe it,
and they had 5 weapons hard points on that aircraft, 2 on each wing and 1 center line.
The way I used to describe it was, it would give you the Noah's Ark treatment, because it could rain bombs on you for 40 days and 40 nights.
You should have just said it can make anything sink. No, it just sinks everything. That doesn't even work. Damn it!
It just rained bombs.
Yeah. Okay. What's the actual model number of that? Because I need to.
The Intruder, the A6.
Wikipedia the shit out of this thing.
A6 Intruder.
Yeah, A6 Alpha.
I will have to disagree with you on one thing, though. Is the
was it the A6 Delta? Am I wrong?
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth result I got in my search: A6 Intruder for sale.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that.
So what were you saying, Tech?
Well, we still use that. We still use that platform, just as the E2C.
The ECM version.
So the ECM version of the Intruder was the Prowler, the EA6B, and that was just retired a couple years ago.
But it's the same plane.
Replaced it with a Growler.
Yep. They took an F-style Super Hornet and made it ELINT. They started that transition in 2007, 2008, right when I shortly after I got to Whidbey Island. They started that transition, and they finished the full transition about 2 years ago.
Did they retire the Prowlers?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Holy fuck, I'm old.
And they're probably going to, it's not exactly the same, I know, but they're probably going to retire the KC-35 now. They have the
135,
What is it, KC-38 they call it now, the new one?
The new one is the 138. It's supposed to be, and actually,
more capacity.
So another aircraft.
And by the way, Cats, in the internal chat, I remember the website I wanted to give you a link to in the first place.
Hold on, let me look.
So,
says.
Wait a minute.
It's not the Roxy website, the other one.
Hang on. Why was there a shadow of an F-22 on that Growler?
Hold on, I don't know why it dropped off. I'm trying to get it back up. Give me a second. Oh yeah, there's a story behind it. Hold on.
But
someone jealous, maybe.
Oh no! But when
hold on, I gotta open up with something else on it. It was opening up fine, then it stopped. But
Kat, there's another airframe that you probably supported at one point that is since been replaced. The Orion, the P3 is decommissioned with the exception of one variant.
Yeah, I've got several of my friends fly Orions.
Yep, the Ares, the EP3 is still flying for VQ1. However, the regular P3C has been retired and replaced by the P8 Poseidon.
Yeah, the P8.
Yep.
Never heard of the P8.
Oh, it's a 737 Boeing variant, replacing the Orion in the ASW land-based role.
Wondering about that.
What's
image of the Growler.
What's the story behind this?
It doesn't really.
Yeah, this was actually taken early on. It was part of a Pentagon story. It was very interesting because the This is early on in when the Growler was first coming out. It was taking place at some some exercises. And of course, one of the exercises they pit again is putting up against other assets. Mock warfare. Yes, in a mock warfare, the Growler shot down an F-22.
Nice.
Yeah, that happened multiple times, and especially when we brought on the Joint Strike Fighter. They placed it against 4. Oh God, I'm trying to remember. I think it was 4 F-16s, and the Joint Strike Fighter shot down all 4 of them.
With what? I know it's simulated, but how and why and what? No, not why, but how and
a couple of the wins were the AIM 120, the medium range, right at the BVR limit.
Right.
A couple more were sidewinders, so close in, and 1 gun kill.
Right.
Only one.
It was basically.
Isn't the
It was basically the maneuverability of the Joint Strike Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, with thrust vectoring, it would practically be able to dodge a sidewinder, wouldn't it?
The JSF doesn't have vectoring. The
Raptor
Raptor
I was
does.
thinking about the 22. Yeah,
the Raptor does, but the Raptor only has thrust vectoring in the Y-axis. It doesn't have the X-axis vector thrusting the way some of the Russian airframes do.
So it is pretty damn maneuverable without it. So.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And actually, that's the main reason why they picked the 22 over the 23. The Widow that it was competing against was just as good or better, but it did not have the thrust vectoring.
The problem is
say that the F-35 doesn't have thrust vectoring because it has.
It has unless they've
Now,
changed
anyway.
it in the last 2
One
years.
of these models has a VTOL capability.
Yeah,
but-
VTOL is there, but as for thrust
Do you mean
vectoring for
VSTOL?
hand,
VSTOL. Yeah.
VSTOL.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at it here, and let me just get it clarified. The 3 BSM is a thrust vectoring nozzle, blah, 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 downward at the tail of the aircraft. The growth option, da, 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 da.
it was a growth
hang on, just
option.
make sure.
It wasn't from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought I had it, but apparently no.
There's three variants to it that you got to put in. So
Yeah, but unfortunately, many
This one,
countries,
the trial,
including my
though,
own, not wasted, but they threw so much money at it,
That's
and it's just
what-
too, and it's still way too expensive
that-
for what we need anyway.
You are absolutely right. It's a badass airplane.
Yeah,
It
but
is
the
stupid expensive.
yeah, and still, I will still argue that the world's most drop dead gorgeous sexy fighter plane is still the 16. And that was sad to see that thing go.
I would say the Super Hornet.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 14.
Well,
Yeah, 14.
If you like white
we
lows,
have
I guess.
to, because we all grew up in the 80s, so of course the
Yes, we
14 is the.
Well, here's the thing: the 14, yes, it was a big aircraft, but
It
it
was a
also
badass
also
aircraft.
carried the most badass missile possible, which is why it was the size that it was. And even though it was that size, it could still turn inside of an F-16.
Right.
I'd have to say my two favorites as far as sexiest fighters, at least somewhat modern, at least, either the F-14D or the F-15E Strike Eagle. I never really found the 16 all that attractive. So
Right. The 14, the swept wing aircraft, I don't know how you could ever, for its time, was just a badass aircraft.
No arguments there.
Its speed, its maneuverability.
Sexiness. Sorry.
Well, you could do swept wing, so it could maneuver its wings and have like badass maneuverability, and then it could sweep its wings back and have super speed. It was a badass aircraft.
My absolute favorite scene of any military-oriented movie.
I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going?
Yeah, of course.
It's the scene from the final countdown when the F-14 Tomcats are fighting the Japanese A6M0s.
Yes. Yep.
Why wouldn't it be?
And you can just picture when those 14s finally get clearance and they zip past those damn zeros. I'm just thinking of the Zero pilots, rating over. What the fuck, over? Jesus Christ.
And when they're starting out and they're just playing with them, they've got their wings swept all the way forward, their air brakes on, and still are going faster than the Zeros.
Yep.
I need to look at the what is it called? Was it the Philadelphia experiment?
Philadelphia experiment. So Philadelphia experiment 2 is the one where he goes.
2?
Oh yeah, they did 2 of them. The first, the second one is the one where the Nazis got their hold of an F-117.
I did not realize that.
I didn't like the second one though. The first one was okay, but the second one. Sequels that shouldn't be made.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see a third, or a second sequel, I guess, but a third Ghostbusters movie. That would be great. An actual Ghostbusters. I'm not even talking about the feminist crap. I'm talking about something that is true to the canon of it.
They're doing one.
They made one with girls
where they don't use the same scenes. Use bad acting, and they use they copy paste many of the scenes from the original movie, and
they're doing
the special effects worse.
They're doing an actual third one, 2020. It's supposed to come out. Yes.
Oh, and is it that spineless dingbat that made the so-called third one?
No.
I hope they. Yeah, I mean, I saw when the first trailer came out for this feminist version of it. I was appalled when I saw. I can't remember which channel it was that showed it. It doesn't really matter, but they made an A/B comparison of the library scene. The original movie, they had a
where he got
shoestring budget. Yeah, that one too. But the library stuff. Yeah, they had a shoestring budget. In fact, they didn't even have authorization to film.
Would you
in many of the places in New York?
Would you even really call it a budget at that point?
Nah. But the thing is, the special effects with the ghost librarian in the air, etc., that whole scene, the special effects back then were a whole lot cooler and better made, better looking than the high-tech version that was in the feminist version.
Oh, completely agree. But
this,
I can't fathom how the hell they could fuck that up so bad.
Easily, they care more about politics than the actual quality of the content that they're actually giving supposed to be giving a shit at producing. And see, that's the thing is they have gone to the point where look at a lot of the movies that have come out. How many were just remakes of movies from 1 or 2 generations prior?
That's what they mostly are.
No, I mean like straight verbatim remakes.
I mean, the Ghostbusters movie, this most recent so-called Ghostbusters movie, it was, I mean, one time it was said to be a reboot. Then they talked about it being a remake. And then they talked about something being completely different. I mean, they just bounced all over the place.
I can't
and
wait
it was
until
a mix of reboot and remake.
Bo, you'll likely like the news of this new one because it's supposed to be coming out around 2020. It's based on the original Ghostbusters universe. It's being directed by a name that should sound familiar, Jason Reitman, and written by it.
But I'm not good at names.
Jason Reitman is the son of Ivan Reitman, the guy who directed the first Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that.
No. Well,
it sounds
here's
reasonable.
the thing. Here's the thing. The original Ghostbusters was not a theatrical success by what it would be measured today. It didn't make a ton of money, but it was a enjoyable movie that ended up creating a cult following, which is why it got a sequel in the first place.
It was a great movie. I'm sorry, Jared. It's time for me to go and
it's time for
watch
all
my
of
balls.
us to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, movie
20
night
minutes.
time.
Yeah. I'm gonna go wash my balls off and lie down.
Why do you have to watch them?
Don't you have a dog that can do that for you?
Hang on. He does that because he's not a disgusting little pig.
I just look at myself.
So
Come on, raspberry jam and a dog.
I've got 3.
You got 3 balls or 3 dogs?
The Dachshunds.
Yeah, y'all know this. I could bring them in here, but nobody wants to see them. They're monsters.
The display capture decided to crap out anyways. So with that, we are calling it a night. For everyone who has shown up, thank you, and we will see you all next week.
All right, bye, bitches.